guarantee, you pay nothing unless your debt is reduced or completely resolved. There's no risk. The more you owe, the more DebtBlue can save you. See how easy it is to get started with free information. Let DebtBlue show you how 10 minutes could save you thousands. Call now. 800-200-6895. That's 800-200-6895.
I'm just living sky high right now. I'm very thankful for it. And the team at DebtBlue are phenomenal. They're able to work with you. They're great.
Call for your free debt resolution information now. 800-200-6895. 800-200-6895.
Fellow Americans, former CIA officer Jason Hansen here to invite you to a special financial briefing this Thursday. As a former CIA officer, I've used my expertise to protect myself, my country, and my family from threats for decades. Now I'm recommending all Americans take action to guard their personal and financial security from threats to the U.S. dollar. That's what Thursday's exclusive Financial Security Summit will focus on. You'll get top strategies for safeguarding your wealth no matter what challenges may come our way. During this summit, you'll discover how to create a bulletproof financial plan that can potentially withstand the death of the dollar and possibly even thrive in the face of an economic collapse. Call my friends at Advantage Gold today at 800-741-GOLD to register at no cost whatsoever. In today's uncertain times, it's critical to have a solid plan in place to protect your finances. Call 800-741-GOLD now to register for this 100% free event. Again, 800-741-GOLD.
Paid for by Advantage Gold. Performance may vary. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Always consult your financial and tax professional.
Central Texas home for sports. It's Centex Sports Network and Infinity Sports. Catch all your in-depth sports analysis with the best. The hottest sports show in the evening is Centex Primetime, hosted by Jalen, Gillis.
Act like y'all.
Weekdays 5 to 7. This is the Central Texas #1 leader in sports. Centex Sports Network.
That's right, sports fans.
We can talk about sports.
And Infinity Sports. It's time to get in the game.
Do you know what time it is?
Tune in to Primetime Sports Talk with Jalen Gillis.
To me, you are nothing.
Your go-to source for breaking sports news in Central Texas and exclusive Dallas Cowboys coverage.
Well, start it up. Let's go.
Catch us Monday through Thursday from 5 to 7 p.m. on the Centex Sports Network and Infinity Sports.
Hello, what's going on, everybody? Happy Friday Eve to everybody out there as we're here on this Thursday afternoon. Welcome back into Centex Prime Time. I am your host, Jalen Gillis, as we get ready to take you through the primetime topics in sports, not only in the Central Texas area, but from all over the nation. Want to thank everybody for tuning in with me here today as we get started on today's show. Those of you that want to watch this content, Monday through Thursday, weekdays, 5 to 7, go over to YouTube, Centex Sports TV or Centex Sports Network on YouTube to be able to check this out 5 to 7 weekdays. If you want to be able to listen to this on Infinity Sports Radio, go and download the app, Centex Sports One, on the Google Play Store or on the Apple Store, and you can listen from wherever you're at, whether you're at home, you're at work, in your car. You can listen to this weekdays 5 to 7. Folks, it's been a very, very eventful week. We've had a lot to talk about. We've had drama in the NFL. Last week in college football gave us plenty of drama as well with how Alabama turned out. And you think about Tennessee and some of these other teams that lost. I think 4 or 5 upsets. Teams that were ranked in the top 25 got upset last weekend. High school football drama. It's been a very, very eventful week and had a lot to talk about. So I want to thank all you guys for tuning in with us here today as we get ready to bring you guys some of these topics. In studio with me today for the first part of the show, I've got the play-by-play man for the La Vega Pirates here with me today, Mr. Cedric Eaglehart. Said, what's going on, bro?
Hey, what's going on, Jalen?
Ain't nothing much, man. Just getting ready for the games this weekend and Starts tonight with 49ers and Seahawks, and I'll get your opinion on that a little bit later. But I do have to talk about the team that you've been covering all year, man, as it is time for the games that really matter, and that is district play for the La Vega Pirates. Now, La Vega has had what some people would think as an up-and-down season, but you're here to attest that they've been playing some real guys in this first few weeks, in this first stretch of pre-district play, and I think that they are very, very battle-tested going into this district run that they're getting ready to have. It starts tomorrow night against Gatesville. So, man, really just tell us a little bit about this La Vega team and what can we expect to see as they get started with the real games, like we said.
Yeah, the one thing that I've seen out of this La Vega team, and they've had a lopsided loss, but and they're 2-3, but they're still ranked number 9. So that right there tells you how respected they still are as a program. We saw number 1 Stephenville come into town last week, and it looked like it was going to be a blowout, but they scraped back into that game, and it ended up being 38-28.
Yeah.
So the one thing about this La Vega team is they don't stop fighting. There's a lot of quit, and so as long as what the main problem has been is the unforced errors, the turnovers.
Yeah.
It's hard to turn the ball over 3 times on any level and expect to win a football game, and that was kind of what we saw last week. But this is a team with they have a lot of speed.
Yeah,
a lot of speed on both sides of football, and they have one of the most dynamic offensive players, in the area with Bryson Rowland. But they also have Caden Rowland, one of the best defenders in the league. I think he's probably leading the team in tackles.
Yeah,
averaging around 11, 12 tackles a game.
Yeah.
So so they have kind of a him on both sides of the football that they can kind of rely and depend on when things get a little lean. So, I'm just excited to see what they're going to do as they open district play because, like you say, these are the games that count.
Yeah, these are the games that, folks, honestly, we've been waiting all season to see this. This La Vega team, like we said, a packed pre-district schedule, but going into district play, these are the games that Coach Hyde has been waiting for. These are the games that us fans have been waiting for to see what's going to happen when they play meaningful football, and they're in a tough district. That's what makes this fun. This district is, as tough as it gets, especially in the Central Texas area. When you look at teams that are ranking at the bottom of it right now, like China Spring, it's got to be probably the best 1-4 team that anybody could play against. So you're going to look at the record and think, oh, well, China Spring, they're down. It's 1-4. And I'm telling you, they got some guys over there. And if you think that's going to be an easy win, you are definitely mistaken. And then you've got teams on the complete opposite side of it that we probably thought would be towards the lower part of this district, and a team like Robinson is number 6 in 4A Division II right now. They've got one of the leading rushers in Central Texas with Evan Marino, who's got almost 800 yards on the season already, and he's proven to be a guy out there. They've got a nice quarterback out there. They really made their name this year when they were able to beat Glen Rose, who was a top 5 ranked team at the time that they beat them. So this district is going to be tough. You got Conley, who's been playing great football. The dynamic athletes they got over there with Braden Ford running the ball and the 4-star athlete Jamarian Vincent over there as well. So when you think about this tough district play, man, what are some of those things that La Vega is going to have to cut out from that first part of the season to be able to elevate and win this district going forward the rest of the season?
Yeah, well, the main thing is the turnovers.
Yeah.
And because they're used to playing tough competition this year. They played 2 teams who ended up being number 1 teams in the state. And then, they go to a tough Brownwood and totally blow them out.
Yeah.
Pitch a shutout there. So they understand what it takes to win ball games. And like I say, and Coach Hyde, every time I ask Coach Hyde this, but what do you guys have to do to win this week? He immediately goes with turnovers. Turnovers and play good assignment football. And so turnovers. If you've having multiple games where there's more than 1 turnover, that kind of can get into your head a little bit.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see the approach that Coach Hyde takes to try to coach that up out of him. Because some of it was just bad decisions with the interceptions. Just trying to fit in tight coverage or maybe overthrowing a little bit. It seems like at quarterback, it seems like that Courtney Parr is going to be the quarterback going forward. He's played better out of him and Jaden Hernandez. He just looks a little bit more poised in the pocket. He kind of struggles with the RPO game, but he's had a turnover in that. But if they can just give him time to throw, he's pretty efficient with the football.
Yeah.
I think it was 67% last week against Stephenville. Had a touchdown to go along with a pick. So I think if you can, and he's a sophomore.
Yeah, he's a young kid.
He's only going to get better going forward. The more reps he gets, the more defenses he sees and he learns how to read. He don't know what to do with the football because sometimes throwing the ball away is the right thing to do. And when you're trying to make a play as a youngster, you're trying to impress the coach every time you go out there.
Yeah.
So sometimes instead of just going to the next down, you go like, well, no, I can get it in there.
Yeah.
And we've seen a little bit of that. Now that is coachable.
Mm-hmm.
That's very coachable.
For sure.
But holding on to the football, some of it is, defenders punching at the ball and grabbing at the ball. Some of it is just you kind of just get ahead of yourself in the exchange. We've seen a couple of fumbles on the exchange.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to, pick out my hole before I secure the football.
Exactly, yeah.
And so, but like I say, those things are correctable.
Mm-hmm.
So if they can get those things corrected, I really don't see them losing to anybody in the district by double digits. I'm not saying they won't lose, but they should be in every single ball game.
Sure.
And what you just said, a extremely tough district.
Yeah.
No easy outs.
None.
Every Friday it's going to be put the gloves on and let's duke this thing out.
Yeah. No, definitely. And talking about some of those mistakes and how that's coachable and they can clean that up, they're coming off a bye week. And I think it came at the best time right before you're going into district play. Let's kind of step back a second. Let's reset some of the things that we've been doing. Let's go over some of those things we emphasized in the offseason going into the season that you might have got away from. Because once you're in it and it's kind of week to week, you can get away from some of those principles and core things that you preached all summer leading up to the season starting. So that gives you time to kind of reset. All right, let's reset. Let's go back over those things and move forward going into district play. So they got Gatesville coming up tomorrow. You spoke about him a little bit earlier, man. Bryson Rowland, I think, is a phenomenal athlete. He's made highlight plays every single weekend for this La Vega team. And with him out there, and I think they got two guys that are just supremely talented with him and Jabari Thornton out there. Speak to a little bit of what you've seen out of Rowland, not only the play that he's had, but the leadership style of just setting the example of how to come out there and set that intensity week in and week out for his teammates on the field.
Yeah, and I've there's been a few times this season where La Vega has been down by 10 or 17, and you read the body language of the players on the sideline.
Yeah,
and there's some of the kids get to holding their heads at that point. I've never seen Bryson Rowland hang his head.
Yeah,
never seen him hang his head. He's kind of a guy that's I don't know how vocal he is, but I know his posture is always, well, just give me the football.
Yeah.
Just give me the football, and I'll make a play.
Yeah.
And he pretty much he does it on a pretty regular basis.
Yeah, he does.
And he's a guy, like I say, you can't tackle this guy in a phone booth. He's so hard to miss. He's small in stature, but he's so quick. And he cuts on a dime, and his vision is superb.
Yeah.
There's a lot of times where the play was going to the left. He saw something, cut that thing back to the right, had enough speed to turn that corner, and he's off to the races. So he's a home run threat. He's a big play waiting to happen every time he touches the football.
Yeah.
There's been more than a handful of times where I was like, well, there's three defenders there. Nobody laid a hand up. The footwork is just dazzling.
Yeah.
And I've gone back and looked at some of those films, and I'm just like, I still don't see how he got out of that.
Yeah.
Just Barry Sanders type stuff,
man,
in terms of just being hard to tackle. And so once you have a guy like that, then you're never really truly out of a ball game.
Yeah.
And he's not going to let them down. If you let him carry the load, he's going to give you some production.
No, for sure.
Because we saw when they came out in Brownwood, and they kind of gave them a heavy dose of Bryson Rowland off the top. He gave them 3 first-half touchdowns, and that was all they needed.
He got to go to the house and chill after that, pretty much in that second half.
Absolutely.
And he was a big reason, too, for them coming out and winning that game. And like we talked about before, that wasn't a game that they were expected to come in and dominate. And La Vega showed what they're capable of for the rest of the season after going in there and dominating against a team like Brownwood. So
La Vega is not a team that you want to fall behind too early.
Oh, no.
Because they don't take their foot off your neck.
Yeah.
And even when they come in with the quote unquote second team, Raekwon Kennedy is a quality back.
Yeah, he is.
Over there. They got guys like Marcus Jackson who can come in and catch passes. Guys like his name escapes me right now. Johnny Hammond. Johnny Hammond can make plays.
For sure.
DeMarcus Daniel can make plays. So this is a talented roster.
Yeah.
And it's not like there's not a whole lot of fall off between the ones and the twos at the skill position.
Yeah.
They even have guys that come over from the defense side of the ball. Warren Richardson Jr. will play a little offense for you. Eric Davis will play a little offense for you. So this is not a team that you want to fall behind against, because even when they pull the ones, the twos are going to come out and they're going to make plays too. So very interesting to see, because it's all about how they start.
Yeah.
Whenever they've gotten off to a fast start, they pretty much won those games all year long.
Yeah.
They started off slow against number 1 Salina. They started off slow against number 1 Stephenville.
Yeah.
But pretty much everybody else, when they can score in the first quarter, then you got a ball game on you.
Oh yeah.
If there were a little bit more time in the West Orange start game,
yeah, for sure,
they could have pulled that one off.
For sure.
Because that ended up being 35-27. So yeah, you can't afford to fall behind early against La Vega, because now you're gonna have a hard road to hoe, because they just don't let up.
Yeah, and that's gonna be big for me, at least going into this game tomorrow night. Who can come out and set that tone and throw that first punch? Because this is district play. The games feel a little bit different. There's more expectations on it, and the players know that, the coaches know that, and the fans can feel that. Gatesville is a good atmosphere. I've had a chance to go out there multiple times and cover some games out there when Conley was playing Gatesville year in and year out, and they got a good atmosphere out there. Yeah. The crowd is going to show up, and they love football in Gatesville. So the crowd's going to be out there, and they're going to be ready to go. And with the way that this Gatesville team has started, they're 3-2 coming into district. Nobody feels out of it coming into this district, and that's what's going to make this home stretch be so fun. Nobody feels like they're out of it going into the. Sometimes teams come into district play and let's just try to get a couple wins here and there where we can. Everybody feel like they got a shot in this new district, because no one has been totally dominant coming into this. So that leaves you wide open. Gatesville is one of those teams. They're 3-2, but they played good teams. They lost to a good Glen Rose team that we just talked about. It was ranked. They lost to a good Burnett team as well, but they've got wins. They took care of home against McGregor. They took care of it against Mahia, and they won a game against Taylor as well. So this Gatesville team, they've got some confidence coming in to this game on Friday. So what do you think are some of the things, and I don't want you to give away any of your keys to the game, because y'all need to tune into the pregame show tomorrow at 6:30, so make sure you guys are ready for that. But what are some of those things that La Vega's going to have to do for them to have success in this game? Gatesville, just kind of give us a preview of how you see this one going tomorrow.
Yeah, well, what we're going to have is a contrast of styles on offense. La Vega's going to, they're going to spread you out. They're going to hit you with the quick hitters on the outside, take shots downfield when they're there, hand it off to Bryson Rowland with his own blocking scheme. Gatesville, total opposite. We're going to stack the backfield. We're going to run right at you.
Yeah.
Gatesville doesn't throw the ball a whole lot, that doesn't mean that, because it's district play, they might try to put some wrinkles in here.
Yeah.
But what we've seen out of them in pre-district, they're just going to come at you and just straight smash mouth style football, and they're going to try to wear you down. And I'm kind of concerned if they're able to establish that power running game, because La Vega is a little undersized. Front on defense. And they're two kids on Gatesville offensive line. One kid's 345. Another kid is 325. Just big, some wide,
big old boys.
Yeah. What they been corn-fed country boys.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But
sure.
So it's going to be about who can set the tempo, because if Gatesville can slow La Vega down, that totally plays in the Hornets' favor. And if La Vega can get up early and make Gatesville speed up, where they get out of their bread and butter, then that's going to be a game that they should be able to win.
Yeah, so that one is tomorrow night, folks. I want y'all to get ready for this. District play starts tomorrow. You can listen to it right here on the dial on 94.5 FM. You can listen to it on Affinity Sports Radio Central Texas, or you can watch it on YouTube. Go to Centex Sports Network, and you'll be able to tune in and watch that game. Like we said, it is the start of District 4, your La Vega Pirates, as they're coming in. They're trying to get a district championship. Coach Hyde, they don't play for second place over there in Belle Meade. They're looking to be number one coming into this, and they've got some great games coming up. Not only against Gatesville, but the Conley game is going to be a good game. China Spring is going to be a good game.
Robinson game.
Yeah, the Robinson game is going to be great. That's one that I really can't wait to see and to be able to go out there and watch. So, folks, get your popcorn ready and get ready tomorrow. La Vega takes on Gatesville. So make sure you tune in right here. Like I said, Centex Sports Network, Infinity Sports Radio, Central Texas, or you can listen on the dial in your cars, 94.5 FM as well. So, said, as always, we talk about La Vega High School, but I'd like to get your opinion on a few other things going on, NFL, college football as well. First, we got to start with, you were the only one last week that tried to tell us about Kirk Cousins, and nobody was on the train with you when you talked about Kirk Cousins and what the Atlanta Falcons could do. He goes out there last Thursday and throws for 500 yards. I mean, you couldn't have been more right talking about what the Falcons are going to be able to do. Now, that was a great game, and hopefully I'm hoping the Thursday night game tonight will be a good one too. But we got a real good one last week with Atlanta and Tampa Bay. So,
and the thing is, Kirk Cousins is finally healthy.
Yeah.
Okay. They kind of rolled him out there a little early. Kind of let him get his feet up under him, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, last week we saw what a healthy Kirk Cousins can do. Listen, Kirk Cousins throws for 4,000 yards every single year.
Yeah.
so you get him healthy, you know what he can do.
Yeah.
He's gonna make Drake London better.
Yeah.
He's gonna make Kyle Pitts better. He's gonna make Darnell Mooney better.
Mm-hmm.
He's the type of quarterback that elevates the receivers around him because he's gonna put you in a position to make a play on the ball. And that's why they went and got him.
Yeah.
And then the whole thing about the controversy we heard all summer about, well, why would you draft Michael Penix in the first round? There's nothing wrong with having a little insurance.
Oh, yeah.
Because by the time Kirk Cousins is done, Michael Penix Jr. would be ready to roll, and it's going to be like a Jordan Love situation.
Yeah.
He can come in and just light it up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if Kirk Cousins is healthy, yeah, that's what you get.
Yeah.
Now, I ain't saying you get 500 yards.
Yeah, he ain't going to do that every game.
Every week. but you see the difference between a healthy Kirk Cousins and one who's just trying to find his way back. As far as tonight's ball game, the thing that intrigues me is, listen, I'm going to keep it real with you. I've been waiting for 2 years for the other shoe to drop on Geno Smith in Seattle, and I've finally come to the conclusion it's not dropping.
Yeah.
So much so that I actually picked him up in one of my fantasy leagues.
Okay. So you for real believe in him now.
I'm a believer, and this is probably going to be a week that he lets me down, but because I'm depending on him to do something. But Geno Smith, he does a lot, and he has some decent weapons.
Yeah.
On the outside, and even if you add Lockett, McCaff, and Smith and Jigga.
Oh, yeah.
He has some nice receivers there,
Mm-hmm.
and they seem like I'm not saying their offensive line is great at pass blocking, but they've gotten a lot better. They had 2 rookies starter at tackle.
Yeah, both tackles.
So we've seen these guys mature and figure it out a little bit. Seattle can pound you in the running game.
Yeah.
Kenneth Walker Jr. The third is a workhorse.
Yeah.
Zach Charbonnet is a JV version of him.
Yeah.
So ball control is what Seattle is good at, and I think that you're going to see Seattle kind of control the ball against the Niners because this year, for some reason, Brock Purdy has kind of regressed a little bit in his play.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about.
He used to protect the football a lot, but he's had some turnovers, and some of those throws make you kind of scratch your head.
Yeah.
You didn't see it was 3 guys there. I think that they finally understood. Well, we can't ask Brock Purdy to do too much. So you're going to see a lot of a running game, and then you're going to see a lot of Debo in the jet sweep type of things. Short passes in the middle to Kittle. I think they're going to be a little bit more buttoned down on offense, San Fran. But I think the difference in the ball game is just going to be how Geno is able to handle that San Fran defense.
Yeah,
because that is one of the most solid units in the league. It has been
for sure
for years, and these are guys that can force you into turnovers. So if they can protect Geno, I think that Seattle can eat this one out. But anytime these two teams get together, you can throw predictions out the window because it's almost like when Washington plays Dallas. It doesn't matter what the records are. Anything can happen in these type of rivalry games.
Yeah, right now they got San Francisco -4 going into this one. So just to play devil's advocate in this, if the 49ers do lose this game and Geno Smith goes out there and wins this game, is it time to back out on the 49ers? I've been asking this question, and we're going to talk about it a little bit later in the show too when I get my one of the people on here.
Yeah,
is it time to be out on the 49ers if they lose this and they drop to 2-4? Brock Purdy, if they lose, it'll probably be another bad game from Brock Purdy.
Probably.
Is it time to kind of back up? Because right now we still have them on this pedestal as they can make a run to the Super Bowl at any given moment, at least to the NFC Championship game. But if they lose this one tonight and a 2-4 start, is it time to back up a little bit on the 49ers?
If your expectation for the Niners is to get back to the NFC Championship game, yeah, you might want to back off on that a little bit. Now, can they still win? They can still win their division.
Yeah,
they really can.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody there who's just playing lights out. Rams and Seattle and Arizona. By the way, watch Arizona because Kyler Murray is back to doing Kyler Murray things. He's healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, there's enough time with this as being week 6.
Mm-hmm.
There's enough time to make it up, but time's kind of running out. So I'm not saying the Niners is a must win.
Mm-hmm.
You said the Niners are favored by -4, and I think that's more the fact of kind of a sense of urgency, and people just kind of waiting for the Niners to come back and start playing Niner football.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to see them play that the level they got to last year. I don't think you're going to see that this year. A lot of that has to do with the McCaffrey injury.
Mm-hmm.
If I was a betting man, I would probably take Seattle in the points.
Yeah.
You give me more than a field goal in a game like this, I'd probably take Seattle.
Yeah, I'm tempted to do it, man. I'm tempted to do it and go that +4 with Seattle. Yesterday when we were on the show talking about it was at 3.5. Now it's -4. And I mean, before we get to kickoff, it could go up some more. So this is going to be an interesting game tonight. This is one I'm definitely going to be tuning into. And shout out to the NFL for actually giving us good games on Thursday. Usually we'll have to, for years it's been the Broncos versus the Jets or something on a Thursday.
Yeah,
nobody wants to see that kind of football, man.
Thursday night football, we know that it was just a money grab, but that's been the worst product,
man.
For
years.
And if it been anything other than the NFL, I wouldn't even watch these games.
Oh yeah.
And the NFL understands that America is fascinated with them. It's basically turned into a year-round thing now for the most part, because even the off season is stuff that you pay attention to. So I get it, but they're just trying to find a way to make even more money, and that's what the Thursday night football is. But it's a bad product. It's a quick turnaround for a lot of teams. You don't get the reps that they used to have because of the what they agreed to in the CBA. They not as much contact in practice.
Yeah,
those type of things. So there's a lot of reasons why it's a bad product. But this should be a good game. This should be a pretty entertaining. I think it's fairly high scoring.
Yeah. Now, I wouldn't mind taking the over in this one because, like you said, it'll be high scoring. Both teams. It's a short week, so it's less time for a defense to prepare, and offenses can kind of just go. I mean, we saw it last week with the high scoring 36-30 game in overtime with Tampa Bay and Atlanta. So this could be another game that's kind of similar to that. So that comes on at about 7:15, folks. So I know y'all will be tuning in and getting ready for that one. Yeah, I got to ask you about your squad, man. Philadelphia, they're coming off of a bye.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting a little healthier. Devontae Smith is coming back. AJ Brown's coming back. Saquon's had more time to rest himself. Jalen Hurts has had more time to rest himself. And then you got Cleveland on the schedule. Is this I see a path here for the Philadelphia Eagles. It's they've had some tough games really to start the season. They played 4 good teams. They haven't played anybody bad to start the season yet. But this next stretch, you got Cleveland. You got New York, even though that's a division game, it'll be tough. It's still New York. You got Cincinnati. You got Jacksonville, all before you get to Dallas on the 10th of November. Does Philly have a path here to kind of shoot up and make some gain on the Commanders, who are in first place right now, 4-1, sitting in this division? Do they have some room to make up some games here and kind of low-key steal that number 1 spot in the NFC East?
Yeah, there's a path here, clearly. Starting this Sunday with Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
apparently Deshaun Watson forgot how to play football.
Yeah,
so
completely forgot.
So that's and we're not a particularly stiff defense, okay? Especially in a with the linebackers and the secondary. Our back seven is just not very good.
Yeah.
They released Devin White.
Yeah, I saw that.
So that basically said, okay, you know what? Instead of paying all this guy this money to pay sorry, let's just run the youngsters out.
Yeah.
How much worse can it get?
What can you lose?
And if it got to be a track meet, then we'll just turn it into a track meet.
Yeah.
We'll just outscore everybody. But there's definitely a path here for the Eagles. I don't see the defense getting any better, but what is getting better is the offense. So with all their number ones back, with AJ and Devontae. Saquon. This is an explosive offense. They have a chance. If these guys would have been healthy together all year, we're looking at a top 5 offense.
Yeah.
But now they're kind of playing catch up. But yeah, with the remaining schedule coming in, you mentioned Jacksonville, you mentioned Cincinnati. These teams who are kind of struggling, they're kind of trading water right now.
Yeah.
There's definitely a path to where Philly can win easily. Probably, well, I don't say easily.
Yeah.
Philly can win 3 of their next 4.
Oh yeah,
and gain some ground on Washington. Jaden Daniels is playing out of his mind, but the problem with Washington is they have some severe defensive problems.
Oh yeah,
I remember was it two seasons ago they had a defensive line all number 1 draft picks.
Yeah,
and then all those guys go. And all those guys
gone.
Yeah, I think only one left.
Yeah,
and so because the Commanders are going to give up a lot of points on the defensive side of the ball. They're going to have to win track meets. They're going to have to outscore people, and it's hard to do that on a regular basis. So I think there's going to be a game or two where they might drop, a little bit. I'm not sure exactly what their schedule is for the next month going forward. But, just from the way that the defense is playing, I think that, we can probably pick up as many as 2 games in the next 4.
Yeah.
Just for the fact that we have our full complement of players back on offense.
Yeah, I'm agreeing. And on the Washington side of things, they did get off to a great start, but I think that's about to start tailing off. They got Baltimore this Sunday, so that's for sure going to start it.
Yeah.
That's for sure going to start it. They'll get another easy game against the Panthers. But after that, man, I think they got a tough stretch before they get to you guys on the 14th. Y'all play on Thursday Night Football, Philly and Washington on November 14th. But before that, they got Baltimore. They'll get the Panthers, but that Chicago game is obviously going to be a highly watched one because of 2 top picks in the draft.
Yeah, and Caleb Williams is literally getting better every week.
Every single week.
And the Chicago defense, it's a good defense, but the problem that they've had early in the season is they've been on the field too much.
Way too much.
So if Caleb Williams starts to figure out how to sustain some drives and give these guys some breaks, the Bears can be a tough out.
Yeah, and they got the Bears on the 27th. After that, they got the Giants. That's going to be a tough one. It was already a close. It was 21-18 the win they got them on earlier in the season. And I think we can all say the Giants are playing better now than they were at the beginning of the season. So we'll see what they're doing, what they'll do against them. And then they got Pittsburgh and then a short week coming to Philly. And right after that, they got Dallas. So
yeah, man, the Giants got to find a running game.
Yeah.
That mean the Giants got to find a running game.
Oh, my goodness.
Because if not, then you're looking at another situation to where we talked about with the Bears early in the season. Your defense is going to be on the field way too much.
And that's what's happening.
Yeah, and that's what we're seeing. Daniel Jones is not great, but he is a veteran quarterback. He does know how to win. You just can't ride his arm to a victory. He's not that type of quarterback.
Not at all.
They got to get a running game, or it might end up being a long season for the Giants.
Yeah, if only they could find somebody like Saquon Barkley or something, and to be on their team.
Anybody that's particular, if they just a low key DeAndre Swift type dude.
Yeah,
they don't need a superstar running back.
No, they don't.
They don't. If they had the Mason kid that we're going to see tonight, somebody like that.
Yeah.
And when they signed Devin Singletary, I thought it was, maybe this is just the best that's left out there.
Yeah.
Because he ain't never really impressed me with what he's been able to do.
He had a decent season in Houston last year, but I think that was more of scheme than it was of him just going crazy or something like that.
Nobody's ever made him RB1. And there's a reason for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Buffalo drafted him, and they got out on him for a reason. And so with him back there, like you said, when they run the ball, the Giants are a decent team. They got the best D tackle in the league with Dexter Lawrence, who's second in sacks at playing nose tackle, which is just crazy. He's playing
phenomenal wide receiver in Malik Neighbors. Phenomenal.
If he can stay healthy, I mean, he is a real problem. And these LSU receivers seem to be the most plug and play you could get. They got real superstars coming out of there. I guess it's between them and Ohio State right now.
Which school do you think has produced more NFL level plug and play receivers? LSU or Ohio State?
Man, over the last it's been a toss up. How you can go the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, honestly. But I think the high end is better for LSU because when their guys are good, they're the best in the league. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Odell, and Jarvis when they were at their peak.
Right.
Ohio State had a couple of guys that were considered top, like Michael Thomas and stuff like that, but most of them end up being good receivers. LSU, when they're good, they're at top 3, top 5 in the league, and they seems to just put another one in there. They got Terry McLaurin came from LSU, Malik Neighbors. We just said Justin Jefferson and Chase, what they're doing over there. The Brian Thomas kid has been playing phenomenal in Jacksonville, so I don't know what they got in the water out there in Louisiana, but they know how to make some receivers out there. So I'm interested to see, like you said, how this NFC East is going to shake out with Philadelphia, with Dallas. They picked up a win.
I don't want to be accused of being a Cowboy hater, although I am.
Yeah.
But I will comment on Dallas. Very good win against Pittsburgh. Sure. I sat there and watched the whole game. I was stunned at the end of it. Kind of confused, to be honest with you. But if Jalen Tolbert can establish himself as a legit wide receiver too, and it looks like Rico Dowdell is the workhorse running back right now.
Yeah.
The carries that Zeke got, I don't know, 4 or 5, very uninspiring. I didn't see any burst. He's kind of almost like he just showed up to make his check.
Yeah, exactly what he did.
He's uninterested. And then Dak is going to do Dak stuff.
Yeah.
So the Cowboys still have a chance to win this division, especially if they get Parsons back. Then their defense won't be as porous up front, and they'll be a little harder to pass against because he puts so much pressure on the passer. But so this NFC East right now, if I had to just guess who would win it, it would be a hard pick with Philadelphia.
Yeah.
But I can definitely see Washington winning it. I can definitely see Dallas winning it. Anybody but the Giants.
Yeah. And that was coming into the season. That was both my stances. It was anybody but the Giants. But my pick was Philly coming into the season based on their offense. We knew that their defense would struggle, but adding Saquon, you got 2 Ferraris at receiver, and what Jalen Hurts can do whenever they have a running game and they don't depend on him to throw the ball 40 to 50 times a game. We know what that offense can look like. And then the O-line, they still have one of the best O-lines in the league whenever all those guys are healthy. So this NFC East is going to be wide open. So a lot of storylines going on in the NFL right now. We still don't know who the top guys are. I did my top 5 list a couple days ago, and that's just who I've seen right now. But outside of Kansas City, there's nobody that's just like, man, these guys are the best, and it's not a collision course. I think last year it was kind of a collision course for 49ers and Kansas City going into the end of that to kind of meet up with each other at the end. Right now, there are no guarantees in this league, and I love it. There's a lot of parity in the league, and it makes for a really good football every single Sunday. So,
I understand why you put Kansas City at number 1.
Yeah,
but 3 close wins for Kansas City. I mean, like down to the last type stuff. So it's not like they can't get got. They
just haven't yet.
Yeah. I think when it's all said and done, they just know how to win. So they're gonna be there. If there's a team that could maybe surpass them in terms of being the AFC representative in the Super Bowl, you may want to give Buffalo a little nod, just a little nod, just because Josh Allen is capable of putting a team on his back and carrying him. James Cook is proved out to be very, very effective at running back to keep Allen from having to carry a ball 20 times a game.
Yeah, literally.
But, maybe Buffalo, and then the other one is, and you're probably gonna laugh when I say this. I kind of like the Chargers. If
Herbert didn't get hurt,
they would have a better record.
Yeah,
because Justin Herbert is a very good quarterbanot I think Justin Herbert is a top 5 quarterback when he's healthy.
Yeah,
I really
can be.
And now he's not totally weaponized like it was last season.
For sure.
But Jim Harbaugh is not going to throw it around the yard anyway. That's not how he coaches.
Nope.
We're going to run the ball more than we throw the ball. And we've seen some good things out of J.K. Dobbins coming over from Baltimore.
Yeah.
And I liked him when he was at Baltimore.
Yeah.
And now he has the opportunity to beat him. And when then he brought his teammate Gus Edwards with him.
Yeah. He did.
So if they want to just run the ball 35 times a game, they can do that.
Yeah, they can.
And they have just enough defense where they can just come up with a 3 and out at the right time. They still got those dynamic defensive ends.
Yeah.
Bosa and
Mack. Yeah.
So dark horse.
Yeah, and that was a game yesterday when I was previewing the games that I talked about was a sneaky game and no one's really talking about in the Chargers and Broncos. Two teams that no one's been able to figure out. The Broncos, they win games that Bo Nix throws for 60 yards sometimes. And then he comes out and throws for 200-something yards last game. And then Pat Surtain has a pick 6 going out there too. So the defense is getting better. Sean Payton is starting to implement his things, and we know Sean Payton is always going to be a good regular season coach. He's had some questionable games in the playoffs, but in the regular season, he knows how to elevate his teams, and now he's got his guys in there.
Yeah.
Last year, he didn't have a chance to get his guys. He kind of inherited Nathaniel Hackett's team.
And the problem he had at quarterback with Russell Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Russell Wilson is a veteran quarterback. It's hard to get these guys to unlearn things that they know that they've seen work.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, listen, I've always approached it like this, and I got rings to show for it.
Yeah.
So when you tell me not to do this, it's not just gonna sit well on my brain.
Yeah.
But you bring in a rookie and Bo Nix, he don't know anything about NFL football. You can just fill it up his lineup with what you want to be there.
Exactly.
And I think he's starting to play a little better.
He is.
We're starting to see. Because he was always an accurate quarterback.
Yeah.
And he's played, 60 college games?
Yeah.
So he's had he's
had plenty of experience in college.
Yeah. So, and I could say we're starting to see Sean Payton put his stamp on that Denver team.
Yeah.
I would say, they would have I would put them above the Chargers in terms of maybe winning that division instead of Kansas City. I just haven't seen enough out of Denver's defense.
Yeah, no, they've got spot players. They got rid of the safeties that they had with Jonathan Simmons and stuff. They still got Surtain, but they got a young crew out there. I think Sean Payton is trying to build, and they got the Chargers are favored in this game. They got a -3 in this one, and like you said, man, the Chargers, if they didn't, I like the way that they looked those first 2 weeks before Herbert got his injury. Now that they're coming off of a bye, Herbert's had some time to rest, and he'll get back in his offense. I'm excited to see what the Chargers can do, man. Like you said, they're not going to put the ball in the air too much. So that limits your mistakes right there from the jump. That limits your amount of turnovers going into it. So I'm excited to see what this Chargers team can do. The AFC, obviously, Kansas City is the favorite. But for that 2, 3, 4 spot, man, it's wide open. Baltimore's playing great football. Houston's playing great football.
Yeah, I was going to say, we didn't even mention Houston.
Yeah.
Because that's a defense I like. I do like the Houston defense. C.J. Stroud, make sure they get plenty of rest.
Yeah.
Because he knows how to sustain drives. The Nico Collins being out for 4 weeks, that's going to be a major hit. So now we're going to see exactly how good C.J. Stroud is with what's currently there. He still has Stephon Diggs to throw to.
How much does he have left in the tank? That's the question.
Very interesting to see what Houston looks like in these next 4 games without Nico Collins, because Nico Collins, you can make a case he's the best receiver in the league right now.
He missed an entire half and still leading the league in yards by like 100 yards.
The play you heard his hamstring going, wasn't it like a 72-yard touchdown?
Yeah, exactly. So with that vertical threat going, I'm excited to see how can C.J. Stroud control this offense.
Is Mixon back or
he's still questionable?
Okay.
He's still questionable right now.
When they get Mixon back, now they can be more balanced.
Yeah, for sure.
But until they get all of that back together on offense, I think that you're going to see them struggle a little bit unless we see C.J. Stroud. Because if last year's C.J. Stroud without Nico Collins, maybe not. There's two or three games that you won that you're not going to win.
Yeah.
But if C.J. Stroud has actually stepped up, and there's no reason to believe that he hasn't.
Yeah.
But if he's actually taking that next level of maturity, if he's reached that, he should be able to maneuver with the weapons that he has. These next 4 weeks. But healthy Joe Mixon will sure go a long way.
Yeah, and if he gets back, that'll be huge for them. So excited. Obviously, I'm a Texas fan, so excited to see what they're going to do. Just one more team I got to ask you about, man. What's going on with the New York Jets? They fired their coach, man. We were just talking about him last week as a team that could go either way. They could go and have a 5-game, 6-game winning streak. They could go on a 4 or 5-game losing streak. This team is as up and down as you can get, and they just sprinkle on even more drama in Jets fashion and in Aaron Rodgers fashion. They two teams or two entities that love drama. Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, they both love drama, and they seem to have brought it fully on display now that you fire Robert Saleh. And, there was a lot of back and forth about why do they fire him, who's to blame, is this Rodgers' fault, is this Saleh's fault, is this Woody Johnson's fault? And I think it's a mixture of all three. I think this is a mixture of all three. Do I think Robert Saleh should have been fired week 5? No. Because what is that going to change? Yeah. This is the same team. Nothing is going to be different. Especially, he wasn't calling the offensive or defensive plays. So what are you going to particularly blame him for? Now, do I think that Robert Saleh was a great coach? No. I think that he was an average coach. And if you do have Super Bowl aspirations, you're going to let him go at the end of the season, because I don't know if he's that coach that'll get you over the hump in this very small window you'll have with Aaron Rodgers. But firing him, I think that's just kind of a cop-out. But that's what Woody Johnson does, man. Woody Johnson's the same guy that'll bring Brett Favre in and have him gone in the season, or the same guy that'll blow up a championship-level roster that they had in 2010 and 11 with Bart Scott and Mark Sanchez and all those guys they had. He blew that up after just a couple seasons. So we know he's a very impatient guy, and that's probably led to the struggles of the Jets since he's been the owner since 2000. So what is your thoughts on this whole fiasco going on?
There's a reason why bad franchises stay bad. It's because they're poorly run.
Yes, and
the Jets definitely qualify for that. Mm-hmm. And listen, if you had to fire somebody after their last game, it should have been Nathaniel Hackett. Okay, I just don't understand how you can have two dynamic running backs in Breece Hall and Braylon Allen, absolute stud at receiver with Garrett Wilson, a nice veteran complement, Mike Williams, Allen Lazard. I don't see how that offense just can't move the ball.
No idea.
And I said this coming in. I said this when they made the move 2 years ago. You're spending way too much money on a washed-up Aaron Rodgers.
This is not
Aaron Rodgers.
MVP.
MVP is not coming through that door anytime soon, and we've seen it in his play. Mm-hmm. He played poorly last week.
Yeah, he did. He's one of the reasons they lost.
Yeah, so you can't ride his arm to victories anymore like he used to.
Nope.
So and that Jet roster. I mean, it's a Super Bowl level defense.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, that is one of the from top to bottom. That's probably the most talented roster in the whole league. It really is.
It is.
And there's no reason for them. I understand you get frustrated. Well, why are we struggling? We got all these good guys and paying all this money and this and that. The first mistake you made is bringing in Aaron Rodgers. And I'm not saying they should have stayed. I'm not saying it's
with Zach Wilson. Yeah.
And the one thing about Zach Wilson can make auto throws.
Yeah.
Zach Wilson has a live arm.
Yeah.
Zach Wilson can make auto throws. Zach Wilson just doesn't know understand what he's looking at.
He can't
so
read
what they
defense.
should have done was bring in a quarterback whisperer type coach. Even if he didn't have to be your head guy, but somebody that can show him, listen, this is what it looks like. This is what you're seeing. They line like this. Here's your first read. He just needed more time. He's not going to get it. And I think that 2-3 years down the line, you may see a rejuvenated version of Zach Wilson, just like we saw with Geno Smith.
Sam Darnold came right from the same Jets organization.
People leave the Jets.
Yeah.
And everybody say, man, they trash.
Yeah.
And then they go to a team where somebody understands how to coach them, how to play to their strengths.
Yeah.
And then, Sam Darnold lights out.
Yeah.
Geno lights out last 2 years. It's like the Jets are where quarterbacks go to die.
Yeah, literally. We've seen it with, they can't get away from the parallels between Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. I don't know how their careers keep going the same. We'll see if Rodgers decides to go to the Vikings to end his career just like Favre, because he's done everything else that he's done at this point.
If anybody is looking to sign Aaron Rodgers after this season,
oh man,
you need to have your head examined. The man is clearly shot.
Yeah, it's not the same. I think his accuracy is still there. But the problem is Aaron Rodgers was always able to get outside of the pocket.
He can't move
and make these throws. Not only are you 40, you just tore your Achilles, man. Like you're not. And then you came back, or you wanted to come back early. You did whatever the advanced process was to healing your Achilles. And that's looking to come back to bite you at this point, honestly. I don't know what the point is of firing them. outside of just creating more drama.
Yeah,
in your organization.
I don't see how you can blame this poor start all on Robert Saleh.
No.
Because of the influence that he has with the owner, it wouldn't surprise me if Aaron Rodgers had something a little bit to do.
He came on Pat McAfee's show on Tuesday and said that they had a conversation. Him and the owner had a conversation. It was a short conversation, and that they didn't talk about Robert Saleh. It's like, okay, bro. He gets fired the next couple minutes, but y'all didn't talk about that. Okay, all right.
He also had he made a comment where he was like, Coach and I had a really good relationship. It was almost word for word the same thing he said on his way out of Green Bay.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, this is just my opinion. Aaron Rodgers thinks that he's important enough to where he can get a coach fired. Now, listen, it wouldn't be the first time because sometimes there are players who are important enough to do that. You see it all the time in basketball.
All the time.
But I don't think Aaron Rodgers is that important.
Not at this point in his career.
Yeah, not anymore.
Not at this point in his career. So they make him the fall guy. My thing is just where do we go from here? Do we expect? Because I mean, you hit the nail on the head. I think Nathaniel Hackett's one of the worst coaches in the league.
Absolutely.
He did nothing in Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers ran the offense. He was just
terrible in Denver.
Him. Denver was one of the worst I've ever seen.
That was
honestly,
a straight dumpster fire.
You took a team that was consistently hovering around 7-8 wins and completely set them back for the next 4 to 5 years with your decision making and with your play calling out there. He
killed that franchise.
You shot Russell Wilson's confidence just down the drain completely. Whatever he had left, you just ruined that. And then Sean Payton came on top of that and just made it even worse. But he comes to this offense, and last year is when we got to see it. Okay, no Aaron Rodgers because he got hurt. Robert Saleh is a defensive coach. It's on you, Nathaniel Hackett. Or was it just Denver? Or are you just a bad coach? And the offense was horrible.
It was.
Last year. Like you said, Zach Wilson, he can't read defenses and stuff, but that team still got the 7 wins because he's still competent enough to make all the throws. Like you said, he's got a live arm. Mm-hmm. He can make all the throws. When you're an offensive guru type of coach like Nathaniel Hackett was projected to be by Aaron Rodgers only, like he was projected to be coming into that, you're supposed to be able to, all right, we're going to simplify this. We're going to get to our things. Breece Hall was there last year. Exactly. They still had Garrett Wilson last year.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you see him come in there and do absolutely nothing with that offense. Come back this year and he's like, well, I'm going to have my guy back. And now you're 2-3 and your guy isn't playing good either. This is just a messy situation for New York.
Their season's pretty much over.
And it's unfortunate because, like you said, this team is talented.
Super talented.
Everybody I've heard people on different shows talk about, oh, well, Aaron Rodgers struggling, but outside of Garrett Wilson, they don't have much. I'm like, what are y'all?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Mike Williams is not a 1,000-yard receiver for multiple years. Y'all forgot about that. Breece Hall, y'all was just calling him one of the best backs in the league. And Braylon Allen, I think, is just as good.
Yeah, have a Hall of Famer on the offensive line.
Yeah, you put Tyron Smith out there. Yeah. You got Vera Tucker out there at guard. You want to get Morgan Moses, a veteran tackle, to shore up that right side. Yeah. I mean, this is a bad situation. And like you said, if anybody should have got fired, it's Nathaniel Hackett. Obviously, you're not going to get rid of Rodgers right now. You just got him. And he's making too much money, and you traded too much to get him. Right. So you're not going to get rid of him.
Yeah, you're stuck with Rodgers.
you stuck with him at this point, similar to the situation with Deshaun Watson. Not saying Aaron Rodgers is playing that bad, but just in the point of you're stuck with this guy. You're going to have to make this work. And then you have the talent. That's what makes it worse. You have the talent to make it work. And so you got a big game coming up on Monday. It's going to be a very interesting game. Buffalo's dropped 2 games in a row. Coming into this, they lose to Houston, and they got blown out by Baltimore. New York is coming off of a loss and a head coach firing. What is going to happen? And then they put it all on the spotlight on Monday night. You know, the Jets, they're very theatrical, a la to them being in New York out there with Broadway. A very theatrical team. You do all of this right before you play on Monday Night Football on this stage against your biggest division rival now that the Patriots are.
And I was about to say,
out.
Wouldn't it be interesting if the rookie Drake May, because they're going to Drake May, and what if he ends up being one of these Jalen Daniels type rookies?
Yeah,
because there was a debate.
There was
who was 2 and who was 3.
There was.
What if he plays? Because all he has to do is just play within himself. And New England ain't gonna ask you to throw downfield.
Oh no,
old school vertical Raiders vertical passing game. They don't do that. You're gonna get a lot of Ramondre Stevenson if he's learning how to hang on to the football. And you're gonna get these routes just to move the sticks.
Mm-hmm.
And as Drake May, and one thing that Drake May was good at, he was pretty accurate.
Yeah.
In North Carolina.
Yeah.
So wouldn't it be interesting if because of the way that the Jets kind of self-destruct, that we see another rookie come in and kind of, elevate his team a little bit?
That would be the worst thing. If the Patriots can get to even close to the Jets record, it would be the worst thing that could happen to the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Because with Miami pretty much out of it because Tua thing is just up in the air, Buffalo's struggling, and then if the Patriots can rattle off 3 or 4 wins, man, the wheels might come off in New York out there because this was a division that you're not going to get a situation better than this. We thought Miami was going to be right up there for contention, but with the Tua thing, now they're out of it. Buffalo, we know they're still good, but now they've dropped 2 games in a row and they're struggling. If you can't figure it out these next few weeks, if you're the New York Jets, there is going to be a chaotic offseason, in my opinion, because you don't know what to do. You've paid all these guys. All the guys we named that are out there outside of Breece Hall and Allen are getting paid. Everybody's out there is making money. C.J. Mosley has a top contract for linebackers. Mm-hmm. You look at how they've butchered this Hassan Reddick deal that they traded for. I don't know why you trade for a guy and decide, we don't want to pay you. Well, why did you trade for him?
Yeah.
You could have just kept your pick. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers is getting paid. Mike Williams is still getting paid top dollar. It's about to be time to pay Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner.
Yeah.
So, man.
Well, and the corner on the other side of Sauce.
Yeah, DJ Reed. DJ Reed is getting paid. So, man, a lot of things can go wrong in this scenario, but it's the New York Jets. You wouldn't really expect much else out of that. So, like I said, folks, a lot to look forward to this weekend. A lot of storylines in the NFL right now, and that's what makes it great coming up and going into this upcoming weekend here. And like we said, it starts tonight, 49ers in Seattle. So make sure you guys get ready for that. Said, want to thank you for coming on here, man, rocking out this first hour with me. Make sure you guys get ready for this La Vega game tomorrow. This is going to be a good one. They start the district opener against Gatesville. That's going to be right here on Infinity Sports Radio, Central Texas, also on Centex Sports Network, and on 94.5 FM. You're going to hear Said on there calling this game, and he's going to guide you through this one.
I think the pregame is going to be at 7 now.
Yeah,
because the game started at 7:30.
Okay. So get ready. Pregame starts at 7. So make sure you guys are ready for that. Tune in for that. Said will be on there in pregame. He'll let you know what these coaches are thinking and how both of these teams are going to do going into this game. Folks, stay tuned. We're going to be right back for hour number 2 here on Centex Primetime. We're going to talk about some more of these games coming up this weekend, college football games. We'll touch on a couple more of these high school games as well. So stay tuned and stay locked in right here on Centex Primetime. We'll be right back after this.
Central Texas home for sports. It's Centex Sports Network and Infinity Sports. Catch all your in-depth sports analysis with the best. The hottest sports show in the evening is Centex Primetime, hosted by Jalen Gillis.
Act like y'all.
Weekdays 5 to 7. This is the Central Texas #1 leader in sports. Centex Sports Network.
That's right, sports fans. We can talk about sports.
And Infinity Sports.
Are you looking for something new and unforgettable in Waco? Come to the Blazing Asian, where authentic Cambodian flavors meet creative culinary flair. Voted People's Choice as Waco's #1 Asian restaurant since 2019 by both the Wacoan Magazine and the Waco Tribune Herald. Located inside the popular Union Hall on 8th and Franklin, we're serving up family recipes with a twist. Blazing Asian egg rolls are rolled fresh daily, and their sauces or marinades are made in-house with love. Stop by today. Located inside the popular Union Hall on 8th and Franklin. And for Baylor students, enjoy 10% off with your student ID.
It's the family feels for me. The banana pudding peach cobbler make you want to holler for me. It's the candy yams, mac and cheese, beef tips, pork tips and rice, collard greens. It's a sweet potato pie, sweetie. Fried chicken you've been missing, the lemon sweet tea dressing on Sundays when you all dressed up. Chest pie, buttermilk, and pound cake. Cornbread with butter just dripping, always fresh baked. If you need Southern style, soul food, home cooked meals that you can feel. Chicken and dumplings, chicken pot pie. 719 South 11th Street. Sassy's, come on by.
The East Waco Empowerment Project, along with City Center Waco, is hosting WeBo, Workshop and Business Opportunity, to help create more entrepreneurs. Business owners like Aniceto Charles of True Jamaica Restaurant and Carla Dotson of Boardwalk on Elm attended WeBo to develop their business ideas into successful Black-owned businesses right in the heart of East Waco. WeBo can also help you turn your side hustle or business idea into the next thriving Black-owned business in our community. If you would like to attend this 10-week intense entrepreneurial workshop, go to WeBoWaco.org. That's WIBO Waco.org. Space.
NSJ Event Co., one of the premier event designers in Central Texas and a Centex Sports Network supporter. Voted Waco Awards Event Planner of the Year 2021, NSJ Event Co. is your go-to source for event planning. Whether it's your next baby shower, birthday bash, wedding, or retirement party, NSJ Event Co. will bring out the elegance, class, and style your event deserves. Call NSJ Event Co. at the number on the screen or scan the QR code to schedule a free consultation. NSJ Event Co., where the party lady takes care of all your event needs.
Central Texas home for sports. It's Centex Sports Network and Infinity Sports. Catch all your in-depth sports analysis with the best. The hottest sports show in the evening is Centex Primetime, hosted by Jalen Gillis.
Act like y'all.
Weekdays 5 to 7. This is the Central Texas #1 leader in sports. Centex Sports Network.
That's right, sports fans. We can talk about sports.
And Infinity Sports.
When you are tired of good enough pizza and want the only authentic Italian quality pizza in town, with dough and sauce made fresh daily in-house, vegetables freshly chopped throughout the day, and meats made using the finest beef, pork, and chicken, I present to you locally owned and operated Marco's Pizza. Marco's has 3 convenient locations to serve you, including across from Pirate Stadium in Belle Meade. Feeding the entire family piping hot, authentic Italian fresh pizza, cheesy bread, and dessert tonight is as easy as going to marcos.com or stopping by the newest location in Belle Meade. Marco's Pizza. Say goodbye to just good enough.
Book your next special event at the Belle Meade Civic Center. From quinceañeras to Christmas parties, the Civic Center has room to accommodate your needs. You're planning that special birthday party, having a family reunion, or training seminar. Book now at the Belle Meade Civic Center. And if you need to rent a room for that big event for your family or business function, the Belle Meade Civic Center is what you're looking for. Let their friendly and knowledgeable staff help take some of the hassle out of planning your next event. Call them today at 799-2418 or visit them at the Belle Meade Civic Center, conveniently located near I-35 and Loop 340. No matter if your event's big or small, they've got room for you.
Are you looking for something new and unforgettable in Waco? Come to the Blazing Asian, where authentic Cambodian flavors meet creative culinary flair. Voted People's Choice as Waco's #1
agreement required for free installation.
2019 by both the Wacoan Magazine and the Waco Tribune Herald. Located inside the popular Union Hall on 8th and Franklin, we're serving up family recipes with a twist. Blazing Asian egg rolls are rolled fresh daily, and their sauces or marinades are made in-house with love. Stop by today. Located inside the popular Union Hall on 8th and Franklin. And for Baylor students, enjoy 10% off with your student ID.
Central Texas home for sports. It's Centex Sports Network and Infinity Sports. Catch all your in-depth sports analysis with the best. The hottest sports show in the evening is Centex Primetime, hosted by Jalen Gillis.
Act like y'all.
Weekdays 5 to 7. This is the Central Texas #1 leader in sports. Centex Sports Network.
That's right, sports fans. We can talk about sports.
And Infinity Sports.
Holy what is that?
It's time to get in the game.
You know what time it is.
Tune in to Primetime Sports Talk with Jalen Gillis.
To me, you are nothing.
Your go-to source for breaking sports news in Central Texas and exclusive Dallas Cowboys coverage.
Start it up, let's go.
Catch us Monday through Thursday from 5 to 7 p.m. on the Centex Sports Network and Infinity Sports.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Centex Primetime, hour number 2 here live today on this Friday Eve. It's Thursday night. We get ready to go into the weekend here, the football weekend, and it starts tonight. The 49ers taking on the Seattle Seahawks. This should be a good one. We might actually get 2 good Thursday night games in a row. Last week with Atlanta versus Tampa Bay, that ended up being a really good one. And this week we got another division rivalry. I think that's the best. That's probably what they should do for Thursdays, is just reserve those for the division rivalry games, in my opinion. I'm your host, Jalen Gillis, here in hour number 2. Want to thank everybody that's been watching with us. Hour number 1, we just had Said Eigelhart on here, the play-by-play man for La Vega football. And as he talked about the game they have coming up tomorrow, starting district play. Make sure you guys getting ready for that, and get ready to tune in to that game as well. So, folks, like we said, in hour number 1, talked a little bit of NFL, talked some La Vega football as well. Got some quick takes we want to go to here in hour number 2. Once again, thanks everybody for watching. Make sure you go over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button. Also hit that bell so you can get notified when we go live weekdays here 5 to 7 p.m. Also download the app on the Apple Store or the Google Play Store. That's Centex Sports One. You can go on there and download the app so you can listen while you're mobile, whether you're at work. Some of you guys just now getting off work here in the 6 o'clock hour, whether you're headed home from work or if you're already at home, already enjoying your evening, you can listen to this from anywhere. So, got some quick takes coming up. Some more news. We've had, obviously, the news about the Jets, and now we just got done talking about that. I'll mention them again in just a second. But we got a guest on here with me. I got Quay calling in with me here today, and we're going to chop it up about some football here this weekend, his 49ers, and what they're going to have to do tonight. Quay, what's going on?
What's up, man? Be light, man. Be cool on the 49ers, man. We getting the deal today, man.
Hey, we looking for your insight. It's your team, so I'm going to let you rock out. They playing tonight. But before we get to them, got a couple quick takes, everybody, that I want to jump to and talk about. So, Spencer Rattler has been named the starter quarterback for the New Orleans Saints now that Derek Carr is hurt. Also, Drake May named the starter for the Patriots. Jacoby Brissett didn't get hurt, but I think they've just seen enough from him. They started out 1-4. I think they think it's time. Maybe the rookie quarterback has enough coming in. He's seen enough now after these first 5 weeks of the season. So, with both of these dudes getting a start now, we've seen Jaden Daniels and the start that he's gotten off to. Caleb Williams starting to figure it out. I think we're now up to 5 rookie quarterbacks. Bo Nix has been starting from the beginning of the season, and he's been shaky to say the least. But he picked up his play over the last couple of weeks after that game where he had 60 yards against the Jets. That's just crazy. But his play is getting a little bit better. Now that we're seeing some of these rookie quarterbacks, I'm interested to see what Spencer Rattler's going to do. Earlier in the week, me and PJ asked the question of why he didn't get in right away. I guess they didn't want to. The game was already over. They didn't want to put him out there against Kansas City to just get beat up. So they're giving him a full week to get a game plan, come out there and start. Now, this is a guy that was projected to be a first-round pick when he was coming out of high school, one of the top quarterbacks in the nation coming out of high school, was on a Netflix show in high school, came to Oklahoma, got his spot took by Caleb Williams. Now, that's not the worst person to get your spot took by because we see what Caleb Williams turned out to be. But now, after he went to South Carolina, had a decent season, picked in the late round for New Orleans, he's going to get a shot to get out there and see can this dude really play ball or not. So I'm interested to see what he's going to do. And then on the Drake May side, kind of the opposite. He was picked number 3 overall. He was expected to come in, and a lot of people thought he would have been the starter, especially after he ended the preseason playing well. He didn't start off too hot, but he ended the preseason playing well. So both of these rookie quarterbacks coming in, Quay, what do you think about these 2 rookies that are getting ready to get their first start this coming up weekend? Spencer Rattler in New Orleans and then Drake May out there in New England.
Spencer Rattler, I'm happy to give him a chance. Like I said, he lost his spot to Caleb Williams, but he's a decent quarterback. I just feel like it was a moment of just like what went on with Jalen Hurts. You know, it's redemption. It's a chance. He was good enough to still get him drafted. He's on a team that has talent. They have a good OC, and he has an opportunity. I'm excited to see him. This is going to be his first time to show everybody like they tried to write me off, but that's over with. So I'm happy. I'm happy that, and I'm actually happy that the New Orleans has a quarterback to back him up. You know, I've never been sold on Drake May though. No, never. But hopefully he gets it. I don't think anybody can do anything for New England at the moment. They tried to use Belichick as a scapegoat, but Belichick left them with nothing. So
nothing.
It's gonna be tough for Drake May too. I expect him. It's gonna be rough, but they have a lot of from what I was reading, they have a lot of. They said he's been given a lot in camp, and they said he does a lot of improvising. But I'm not sold on Drake May. But you know, that's just me. I don't believe in that Duke, North Carolina quarterback type of play. I'm not nothing for that. But hopefully I'm excited for Spencer Rattler, and I'm really still excited for Drake May. Man, just to see we're watching so many young guys get opportunity. We've never seen that. We watching everybody get an opportunity. They're putting them in the fire. They're just seeing what they got. And, sometimes it's study, but sometimes we get to see stars get made. So hopefully somebody comes out. But hopefully my beige brother do something.
Yeah, I'm Spencer Rattler's in a way better scenario and situation, so I'm expecting him to be able to have a better start. Drake May, do I think he's better than Spencer Rattler? Yeah, I guess I'll say at this point from what we've seen, he's better than Spencer Rattler. But, man, the situation he's going to is tough. Outside of Ramondre Stevenson, there's nobody on that offense that catches anybody's eye. Their offensive line is terrible. Their defense is decent. I think their defense is decent, but that's not going to help Drake May much. So that just means he's going to be on the field more if they're getting stops. But they don't have weapons at the receiver spot. Ramondre Stevenson is good, but they're already kind of running him into the dirt. So a tough situation for Drake May starting out. But hopefully the rookie gets in there and does something good, man. I mean, it's not going to do way worse than Jacoby Brissett. So I understand them getting him out there and just say, let's just see what we got. And if we can get something to build on this year going into next year, maybe we'll go get the guys some weapons and we won't have to draft a quarterback again because depending on how he looks, they could be back in the market for – there's going to be at least 4 or 5 quarterbacks that go in the first round of the draft this year. So we'll see how that plays out for them. And I think that's up to, like I said, 5 rookies now going to be starting in the NFL. So that's a lot of rookies. We're only in week 6. We're already seeing 5 rookies. So they're throwing these young guys out here early and seeing what they got. Another quick take. LSU, and we talked about this a little bit earlier in hour number 1 when I had said on here, LSU right now is dominating at the receiver position. It's been a debate over the last few years. Who is the wide receiver LSU or Ohio State? And Ohio State's put some guys out there. Some, you could throw USC in there a little bit too. They got some guys, but it's really between Ohio State and LSU. I think Ohio State has probably put more guys into the league in the last decade, but the top end for LSU is superstar. We're looking at Jamar Chase, a guy that I say if he gets the same targets everybody else gets, he's the best receiver in the league, in my opinion. We see what he can do. He's second right now in the league in yards with 10 less targets than any other top 5 guys outside of Jaden Reed. We're looking at Justin Jefferson, who's considered by a lot of people the best receiver in the league right now. Now you throw the young guys in here with Brian Thomas, who's sitting at number 6 in yards, and Malik Neighbors, who, even though he got injured, is tied for 7th in yards with 386 yards. This LSU receivers coming out, man, these guys are special. Malik Neighbors, I think, is going to be one of those ones. I think he's going to be a guy that's a top 5 receiver for the next 6 or 7 years. Jamar Chase and Jefferson have been top 5 receivers since they've been in the league, and they're going to be top 5 receivers probably for the next 4 or 5 years still. But they're going to be putting up Hall of Fame numbers. So looking at what LSU is doing, I got 4 wide receivers that are top 7 in yards right now. It's crazy to see the type of production because all these guys are young. Jetters is young. Jamar Chase is still young. And then Brian Thomas and Malik Neighbors, this is their first year in the league, already dominating in the league. And Brian Thomas, he's got, outside of Joe Burrow, he's got the best quarterback out of all of those guys. So Brian Thomas's numbers are probably going to shoot up since he's playing with Trevor Lawrence, and they're not getting much production out of Gabe Davis and Christian Kirk, so they're going to be going to him a lot. Quay, what do you think about the way that these LSU receivers are dominating right now, and are they the for sure wide receiver for the league right now?
I like Ohio State receivers. I like Alabama receivers, but
yeah, I forgot about Bama.
LSU bringing out top dogs, like they literally bringing out game changing receivers, bro. I play receiver like I love, bro. I like what LSU put out, even when they're not having the best season. Like Justin Jefferson probably to me is the best receiver in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Production probably gonna be Tyreek. But bro, Tyreek is like a unicorn because of his size and his speed. That's not a normal receiver stature. He's, if Tyreek was a 4.6, he probably wouldn't even ever touch college.
Yeah,
he's a unicorn. We watching these great receivers come out of LSU, and we can't. As soon as they get to the league, it's transferring right into the game.
Man,
it's like we watching. Man, I don't know what they doing at LSU. Like I said, I don't know what they bringing out. How they doing it, but they going to get guys that know how to play receiver at the highest level, not just college. They ready for the NFL, and Ohio State do bring out some guys, but they don't come in. Not all of them anyway. Come in right away ready to play in the NFL.
Yeah,
LSU does that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they just jump off the paper, bro. They just know what they're doing, and they throw the ball.
Yeah.
They don't mind putting it in the air. They just go. They remember when we were a little bit younger, LSU used to be one of them.
Oh yeah, they ain't never throw it.
Yeah, no, don't throw the ball ground. Wing T.
Yeah.
One receiver formation, running, boring for ball. But yeah, man, I think LSU just found out that they recruit those guys that they know who have it, and they utilize their weapons, and they're finding a way to become the CBU. And hey man, I'm not too mad at anybody drafting anybody out of LSU, bro.
No, because I like the Lacey kid that's at LSU right now. He got just to take care of some off-field stuff, but the Lacey kid looks like he could be a stud. I don't know if he's not going to be the same caliber as Malik and maybe Brian Thomas coming out, but he's going to be a good player by the time he gets to the league. And it's crazy to see, like you just said, man, the type of production that they're having coming straight into the league right away. It's kind of crazy to see out there. So these LSU receivers dominating. Like I said, I got Chase and Jettis. That's a pick your poison. Whoever you want to pick as a top receiver in the league. And Malik Neighbors, is not going to be long before he's right behind him as far as production as a receiver. Now, it'll be a little bit tougher for him because he's got Daniel Jones as quarterback. But the thing I can give Daniel Jones the props about, he's giving this dude the ball. He's stopping. He's going to give him 15 targets. So if you're doing that, then, hey, Malik Neighbors can rock out and he can have a great season. Hopefully he gets healthy and gets back out there.
When the last time, think about it though, that he really just had a go-to guy. Daniel Jones is not great to me, but like at least I can just no matter what throw it to you.
He hasn't had it.
Like he hasn't had it, so I'm happy for Daniel Jones, even though he's still mid-pack. But I still like Daniel Jones, man. I mean, I feel like what Neighbors do for him, like it feels good to be able to throw the ball and have a chance. He didn't even, man. And like I said, some of the time he just missed throws because he's not all that to me. But to at least being able to put it in the ball in one of the best receivers' hands and have a chance, man. I'm glad that you have realized that you cannot do that just trying to go to the 6 rounders and tight ends all day. It don't work like that.
He ain't that type of quarterback to elevate the 6th round talent, the 5th round talent. Wan'Dale Robinson is cool. But he's not going to make Wan'Dale Robinson can't be the number 1 receiver if you have a quarterback like Daniel Jones. Darius Slayton can't be the number 1 receiver if you got a quarterback like Daniel Jones. You need top-end talent like they got with Malik Neighbors. Still, the stupidest thing they did was letting Saquon Barkley walk, but that's over with. That ship is sailed, so that kind of just is what it is. And I mean,
Saquon,
like we literally would be talking about the Giants competing to win this division. Because Dexter Lawrence, I just said in hour number 1, Dexter Lawrence is probably the best. He is the best D tackle in the league right now to me. I'm putting him over Chris Jones. He's 2nd in sacks right now, and he's playing nose. That whole front line is good. You got Kayvon Thibodeau still out there. They go and trade for Brian Burns, so the defense is decent at least. At least they can get a pass rush off. You put Saquon in there with a running game. All the games that they were able to run the ball good, they won so far this year. So you letting Saquon walk and getting Devin Singletary is wild. But hopefully maybe they'll go get somebody in the draft or something and go get one of these running backs. Maybe they'll get the Genty kid that Kyrell thinks should be number 1 overall pick, which is wild. But maybe they'll get somebody like that to go out there and be in that offense. So shout out to these LSU receivers, man. They're dominating the position. So while we're talking about receivers, I want to go to Devontae Adams. He's asked for a trade. The team is ready. I think the team kind of informed him like, hey, we're going to trade you. I'm not even positive if it was just him asking for a trade. The team was kind of just like, yeah, we're going to be sorry, and we're trying to go get Shador, so we don't need Devontae out here making $20 million a year and going to be making $30 plus a year in the next couple of years if we're just going to be mid. So they put him on the trading block. There's a few different teams I think should go out there and get him. Now, when he requested for the trade last week, I said the number 1 team that should be calling his phone is the Dallas Cowboys. Because if you put him on opposite of CeeDee Lamb, they found some slight running game now with Rico Dowdell. I'm not sure if that's going to stick around, but he did do it against the Steelers, so you got to give him some credit. You put Devontae Adams opposite of them, their offense is going to be a lot better. Are they going to win the Super Bowl? No. They have too many glaring problems on the defensive side of the ball. But will that make you way more competitive and can make a playoff run? Because right now I don't even know if the Cowboys are going to make a playoff run. Yeah, that Devontae Adams will be a game changer if they go out there and get him. But, of course, they come out already and say that they've got guys on their squad and they got guys that can play. All right, bro. Well, if that's what you're going to do, then that's what you're going to do. I'm not just going to sit here and beg you to get Davante Adams. But there's other teams as well that this team could help out. The Baltimore Ravens will be a major improvement if they go out there and get Davante Adams. And this is kind of what the Ravens do. They go and get receivers that are in that back part of their career. Well, they did it with Steve Smith and what he brought to that team. They did it with Anquan Bolden and what he brought to that team. Davante Adams fits right in that mold to go in here, and you get with a quarterback as dangerous as Lamar and the way that this Baltimore offense has been looking the last couple of weeks, man, I think that could be scary going out there. Another team, and this one might just be kind of premature, but the division he was in, the Minnesota Vikings. If you put Davante Adams out there with Justin Jefferson, I think you have the best two route runners in the league probably out there together. If you're saying, all right, we're 5-0, hey, let's make a push and see what we can be. They're only asking for a second-round pick. You can spare a second-round pick. This might be your last year with Sam Darnold. I don't know how they're going to handle that situation. That's going to be interesting to see. But if you're going to bring in a young J.J. McCarthy next year and you've got this expectation of being good, why not have a veteran guy like Davante Adams out there to go with one of the best receivers in the league, if not the best receiver in the league, and Justin Jefferson? So there's a few different destinations that Davante Adams could be plug and play in and could be a complete game changer. He could really be a game changer for multiple teams out here. I didn't even say Kansas City because I'm just hoping that doesn't happen because that would just be cheating at some point. But I wouldn't be shocked if Kansas City went out there and got a guy like Davante Adams to pair him out there now that they've lost Rice. But that would just be cheating in my opinion. So I ain't even mention them because I kind of just don't want them to go there at this point. I think that would just be too much going on and too much weapons for the rest of the league to have to deal with. But there's a lot of good options for him to go out here and go to. The Commanders as well with their young quarterback, and they've got a chance to win this division. With Jaden Daniels out there, they're leading. They're 4-1. They're leading their division. They got a chance to possibly win this division and go to the playoffs. So multiple different places that Davante Adams can go. Quay, I want to get your opinion on this. What are some of the destinations that should be the top spot for Davante Adams now that he's requested a trade?
Carolina. Let's talk about it. It's a team that just like the Cowboys. Jerry Jones, you should have been the first person after missing out on Derrick Henry, and could have had the opportunity to got Derrick Henry. And come on, man, like I don't know what they're trying to do. Davante Adams should be a Cowboy. He should be the trade should be done, Jay.
It already should be done.
It should be done. If whoever's going to go, it's not like he's going to come and make an immediate impact. Think about it. This is a stretch again, but him back in Green Bay would have been lit.
Man.
Let me see. Let me think. Bro, I just do Carolina because it's an organization like that. Why wouldn't you?
Hey, he would veto that trade, man. He wouldn't even go play for them. Ain't nobody trying to go to Carolina.
No. I'm pretty sure. I would like the coach. It's a lot. He would come in and play and be an impact right now. So it's really hard not to plug and play him anywhere. The Bears.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that was one of the teams that a lot of people said right off the bat was Pittsburgh.
I don't think he would like the Justin Fields, though.
I don't think he wants to play with a bad quarterback. I think he wants to play with somebody he knows can get him the ball.
I don't even think about a bad quarterback. I think he just wants to play with a real quarterback. Not saying Justin Fields is not one. I think he wants a traditional, you ain't trying to run 40, 70 yards. Yeah. You ain't trying to, he wants you to sit up, call a play for him or whatever play you're going to run and throw the ball to him.
Dallas.
I don't think he won't. Exactly.
That doesn't make
Why
any
wouldn't
sense.
Jerry Jones be... Why wouldn't you be the best suit? Like, what are you talking about? You didn't go get. My thing about it is, you paid Zeke $60 million. Do not play him. Derrick Henry got 9 plus incentives. You could have paid that.
Yeah, come on.
Go get Devontae and make him for your wrongs, bro. And that, man, bro, we got to stop with that Dowdle stuff, bro. He had a good game. Bro, I have never seen him make one man miss, bro.
Never.
I have never seen him make one person miss. It's just him and another person. Never seen it, Jerry. He's not good. And what other team would Dallas start on right now?
None of the 32 teams.
Zero. He might not even be in the league if it weren't for the Cowboys. So my thing about me, and I'm not trying to disrespect Dowdle, I'm just saying that
It's just the truth.
their run game is terrible. It's non-existent. They had a game, there were 5 games in. That says a lot. They're one of the worst rushing teams. They have not. I think what was it, the first 100-yard rushing game?
Yeah, I don't think he got to 100. But yeah.
I'm saying that. I'm talking about even as a team.
Oh, as a team, yeah. Yep. Yeah, it was.
They're terrible. And my thing about it is, it's just, why wouldn't you go help Dak? Because at this point, Dak can't do it. Like, we keep talking about his contract. Bro, like I said at the beginning of the year, bro, Cook is old and done. He only great when 2 other people are playing great. Not saying Brandon Cook's not a good receiver, but bro, 1-on-1 and he having to be the number 2 guy? No, sir.
He's their 3rd or 4th option at this point. I think the Cowboys are out on him.
The Cowboys and the other 2 that can find him is terrible.
Yep.
So it's like watching, and like I said, it ain't like you giving up nothing crazy.
Second round. They just want a 2nd round pick.
Man, Dallas ain't finna draft nothing in the 2nd round.
Nope.
Give him a 2nd and a 3rd, going back to our business and win. Like you said, it makes them wait. That puts them over Washington for sure.
Yeah, and Philly.
You'll win the division no matter what. I don't think you guys win again. They still not gonna win, but that gives a better opportunity.
Way better.
That's a brand name, jersey sale. This is everything Jerry Jones wants. I don't understand it, bro.
I don't know what Jerry. I'm honestly thinking if they don't win that game, I think the Cowboys are tanking, man. I talked about this last week. I don't know what's going on. Only thing I could think of is that maybe they're trying to tank and go get another quarterback to bring in and let Dak play these last couple years and then get rid of Dak out. Because I don't know what. That don't make sense.
Jalen, that don't make sense to pay that man that much money to tank. The logic behind it is, we got this money to spend, I'm going to spend it. That makes no sense. Not to win, and I told Kyrell earlier. The best roster I ever seen y'all put together all together was last year. Then you go give up Stephon Gilmore and he go play on a winning team.
I'm one of the top defenses in the league. After y'all said he was washed, and we're gonna want to pay him because he's washed. But you paid Zeke.
You paid Zeke.
Come on, man. I don't understand the Cowboys, man. Like you said, I thought this trade would have been. He requested a trade, or the Raiders said they wanted to trade him almost 2 weeks ago. I thought it would have went one day, and we would have seen Devontae Adams as a Dallas Cow, because it makes too much sense. It almost makes too much sense. They have no number 2. They have the brand name. They have the quarterback, and they have the cap space. It's the number 1 thing. I think they got like the 2nd or 3rd most cap space in the league right now. So, and it's not going to be for long because you're finna have to pay Micah. You're finna have to pay Deron Bland, unfortunately, even though he's, whatever y'all think of him, but y'all gonna have to pay him too. So it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense why Dallas wouldn't do this, but that's why they're Dallas, because they do things that don't make sense. So Devontae Adams, it's a few different places, like you said, man. I didn't even mention Buffalo. I don't know if Buffalo would want to be in on another aging receiver since they just got rid of Diggs.
Why not though?
I don't know why. I don't know why. They need one. They need a receiver bad. It's showing.
And even with the Cowboys, bro, they like y'all give up draft picks to go get other players. Bro, get that 2nd rounder. Y'all never done it. Y'all don't do it. Like, come on, bro. Who y'all finna draft in the 2nd round? And I'm not saying the Cowboys do draft decent, but bro, to draft 3 great players, well, not even 3 great, a great in Michael Parsons, who really been mid this season.
Very.
A great is Trayvon Diggs, who got hurt coming off an injury. Mm-hmm. And then you drafting decent players, but I'm saying it ain't like you drafting straight A+. Like, come on, bro. If you're getting 1 great player out of a draft and you drafted 12, bro, you're not doing great drafting.
Yeah, it's confusing. I think they should go and get Devin White. Devin White just got released from Philly. I know he wasn't playing good in Philly. God. I know he wasn't playing good in Philly, but that whole defense was playing bad. You can't put that all on Devin White. Cowboys need linebackers right now. I don't know, and Eric Kendricks just got hurt too. I don't know what they got going on, man. Where's Dalvin Cook? Dalvin Cook been on the practice squad for the entire year.
Bro, Zeke is on the active roster and don't get 3 carries.
He's just there,
bro. Like, he's literally just a product to just be. And like I said, it's such to watch because I could see if they were doing better with Dalvin. Mm-hmm. They didn't even keep Tony Pete that they didn't want to pay him. Yeah. What are y'all trying to do?
It's confusing.
I didn't understand it. Like I said, even the players that you say you drafted, we watching Dolphin shows to be a dog. We watching all these other people be a dog. Y'all don't have them.
Yeah.
The tight end that they thought was gonna come in. What's bro name that start for them right now?
I can't think his name. I'm finna look.
Man, we didn't matter. We didn't care about losing Dolphin shows. We had three tight ends on the roster. Jake Ferguson, Kyrie. We got 3 tight ends on the roster. So talent gonna be, bro. You just have a body. You don't have, bro. Dalton Schultz is good. Ferguson just a football player. It's 2 different things.
Yeah.
I don't know what the Cowboys are trying to do. We watch them. Even the talent they do develop, they let leave. Dak is probably gonna be the last one remaining on that roster. I don't know if he makes it through this whole contract, bro.
I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked at all because we don't know what moves. This is just unpredictable. I think the older Jerry Jones is getting, it's getting worse. It's getting worse the older he's getting. He done already just came out a couple weeks ago talking about, I'm the GM, I make all the decisions, and I'm going to keep making all the decisions. Okay, bro, no one even asked you that. So I don't know what made you come out and say that, but you just wanted to pump your chest and say you did that. Okay, cool, but that's why the team is in the predicament they're in now. So this Devontae Adams thing still hasn't been solved yet, but the trade deadline is in a couple weeks. So we're going to see that conversation start to heat up more and more. So I'm sure we'll be talking about it more and more throughout the coming weeks. Folks, stay tuned. Stay right here. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to come back. We're going to preview this game for tonight. 49ers taking on the Seattle Seahawks in Thursday Night Football. That game's in about 45 minutes. And we'll talk about a couple other these teams in the league and what they're going to do this weekend. So stay tuned. Stay locked in right here on Centex Primetime. We'll take a short break, and we'll be right back after this.
Central Texas home for sports. It's Centex Sports Network and Infinity Sports. Catch all your in-depth sports analysis with the best. The hottest sports show in the evening is Centex Primetime, hosted by Jalen Gillis.
Act like y'all.
Weekdays 5 to 7. This is the Central Texas #1 leader in sports. Centex Sports Network.
That's right, sports fans. We can talk about sports.
And Infinity Sports.
Are you looking for something new and unforgettable in Waco? Come to the Blazing Asian, where authentic Cambodian flavors meet creative culinary flair. Voted People's Choice as Waco's #1 Asian restaurant since 2019 by both the Wacoan Magazine and the Waco Tribune Herald. Located inside the popular Union Hall on 8th and Franklin, we're serving up family recipes with a twist. Blazing Asian egg rolls are rolled fresh daily, and their sauces or marinades are made in-house with love. Stop by today. Located inside the popular Union Hall on 8th and Franklin. And for Baylor students, enjoy 10% off with your student ID.
NSJ Event Co., one of the premier event designers in Central Texas and a Centex Sports Network supporter. Voted Waco Awards Event Planner of the Year 2021, NSJ Event Co. is your go-to source for event planning. Whether it's your next baby shower, birthday bash, wedding, or retirement party, NSJ Event Co. will bring out the elegance, class, and style your event deserves. Call NSJ Event Co. at the number on the screen or scan the QR code to schedule a free consultation. NSJ Event Co., where the party lady takes care of all your event needs.
It's the family feels for me. The banana pudding peach cobbler make you want to holler for me. It's the candy yams, mac and cheese, beef tips, pork tips and rice, collard greens. It's a sweet potato pie, sweetie. Fried chicken you've been missing, the lemon sweet tea dressing on Sundays when you all dressed up. Chest pie, buttermilk, and pound cake. Cornbread with butter just dripping, always fresh baked. If you need Southern style, soul food, home cooked meals that you can feel. Chicken and dumplings, chicken pot pie. 719 South 11th Street. Sassy's, come on by.
The East Waco Empowerment Project, along with City Center Waco, is hosting WeBo, Workshop and Business Opportunity, to help create more entrepreneurs. Business owners like Aniceto Charles of True Jamaica Restaurant and Carla Dotson of Boardwalk on Elm attended WeBo to develop their business ideas into successful Black-owned businesses right in the heart of East Waco. WeBo can also help you turn your side hustle or business idea into the next thriving Black-owned business in our community. If you would like to attend this 10-week intense entrepreneurial workshop, go to WeBoWaco.org. That's WIBO Waco.org. Space.
This is live from the Centex Sports Network and Infinity Sports Studios.
That's right, sports fans.
About to show these boys how we do it. You ready?
Tune in to Primetime Sports Talk with Jalen Gillis, your go-to source for breaking sports news in Central Texas and exclusive Dallas Cowboys coverage on the Centex Sports Network and Infinity Sports.
Welcome back in, everybody, to Centex Prime Time. Jalen Gillis still here, joined by Quay as well. And we're going to close out these last few minutes, man, talking about the San Francisco 49ers. And they have a game tonight against the Seattle Seahawks. An important game already here in the season. That's going to mean a lot as we go throughout the rest of this season. This already got a lot riding on the game, and that makes it good for us to watch. I said it earlier in hour number one, man. They're doing a better job of some of these Thursday night games. Thursday night games are usually the worst ones of the season, but they're trying. They're giving us a little something more. We get that again with the 49ers and Seahawks. Like I said, I got Quay on here with me, and he is a 49ers fan, so I got to ask him. We talked about it a little bit yesterday on the show, but the 49ers have struggled. They're 2-3 on the season. Brock Purdy hasn't looked like Brock Purdy of last year so far. The injury bug has gotten them once again. And really just I wanted to ask Quay, what are those things that you think why the 49ers have struggled so far before we talk about this game that they're about to play in about 40 minutes?
Bro, we gotta get a new strength and conditioning coach or something. Bro, like the kicker.
Yeah, the kicker is crazy.
Funga just came back.
Yeah.
He's back hurt.
Man.
Bro, we've been anticipating McCaffrey to come back 7 games. And like I said, our running game isn't our problem. It's literally, we're getting to watch Brock Purdy play with less talent. We're going to see him have to be a real quarterback. Our offensive line isn't as good as it was last year. Brock Purdy do a lot of improvising, and that's not the Shanahan system. We just having a bad turn of luck, but last year did the same thing. But I think we'll get healthy by mid-season. But that's too long, because by the time we come around to the Super Bowl, it'd be tough. And all of our stars have missed at least one game. I think except Ayuk. But I'm saying, even Ayuk he didn't got paid, and he ain't even just being elite.
Last week was his first good game, really.
Exactly, and now you're getting boxed because all these other guys. But right now, Jim is the life of our team right now.
Yeah.
And so we're just not healthy. No cap is getting tough for the 49ers, bro. So many people are out on Shanahan, but I'm trying to figure out why, though. Being a blessed organization sucks because they think greatness comes with just sticking whoever you want to coach. That's not how it goes. I'm never going to be out on Shanahan because what he does works. And we know that from all the trees is stemmed from all these other great coaches. So we can't. A lot of teams are getting out, but we've been around and been great the last 5 years. Is it time to break up the band? I don't think so because they just paid everybody, but it's going to be close to time. We're going to have to shake up things. Man, bro, it's just been tough. The injuries, the chemistry, and I'm tired of these teams in the NFL holding out for these players to still pay them the max dollars. Quit missing training camps and all of that. That's dumb. It doesn't make any sense. But, we just had a lot of hardships. We kind of started the same way last year, low-key, but not this many injuries, though. This is the worst injury bug I've seen us have. But it's on us real bad, but hopefully we can bounce back. I think we need that dub. Well, we need that dub today, for sure. It's not a thing.
Yeah.
But the Seahawks are good. Fred Warner the best linebacker in the league.
For sure.
It's just he finds a way to turn the ball over. He makes plays, but for some reason we're not getting the ball in the end zone as much as we were. Even if we're getting to the red zone, we're kicking a lot of field goals. But that's been everybody's out on Brock Purdy, he played with a lot of great talent. But 2-3 is kind of where we were at last year. We dropped 4 straight and then went on won 6 straight.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can just turn it over. But like I said, I've never seen us this injured. Our defense isn't just there. Our DBs is not as. I thought another year under they built, and I thought Hufanga coming back was gonna make it okay, bet we got all these guys. But man, we're just not. We haven't put it all together yet. We've been tough so far, but like I said, we started out slow last year. But I think these games matter towards the end. Those 1-2 games missed, those assignments blown, the backup guys getting meaningful reps and still not having any production. Like, remember I told you last year, I like Jennings. Remember everybody? Remember I told Kyrie, I was like, bro, y'all need the Cowboys need somebody like Jennings. Y'all got nothing.
He better than
And
Tolbert.
Jennings wouldn't come over there. Come on, bro, Tolbert terrible. But like, I still got hope because Kyle Shanahan next man up kind of coach.
Yeah.
He's not sitting in pity, worried about who get hurt, and because once you get everybody back and we back, it's gonna be tough to beat. We still kind of tough to beat. We literally could have won all of those games.
Every game.
We literally could have won all those games. So I'm just not dead in the water about the 49ers. I'm never gonna give up on the squad, but hopefully we can turn the corner and get into. If we find a way to win tonight, hopefully that's a step in the right direction.
And the only thing that makes it bad is, like you said, those games earlier in the season that were the ones you're supposed to win. Now the Vikings ended up being good, but they lost at 23-17. It's not like they couldn't have won that game. But the Rams, that's one you got to win, and the Cardinals, that's one you got to win for sure because the schedule is so tough for them. I mean, they got one of the toughest schedules in the league over the next 5 or 6 weeks. You got, after tonight, you got Kansas City. Then you got Dallas, Tampa Bay. You got Seattle again. Green Bay, who's starting to get back in rhythm. They're tough. Their schedule is tough all the way to December. They got the Bills after Green Bay. Then you finally ease up some when you got the Bears, Rams, and Dolphins. So the good thing is, if you catch a rhythm in those games, you'll get a chance to finish the season strong because you got the Cardinals. Lions will be a tough game, but the Cardinals, the Dolphins, Rams, and Bears is a pretty favorable way to end the season, especially if they're still battling injuries. Like you said, man, injuries have just been – I don't know what it is about this Niners team. It seems to always get them, but right now it's hurting them because their secondary is hurt. Thankfully, they still have Nick Bosa on that front and Fred Warner. Their best two players on the defense are still there. But Charvarius Ward is hurt right now. Like you said, Hufanga keeps getting hurt. I don't know why.
Hargraves, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, Hargraves is giving us a little bit more than we just, bro, like, I don't know. It's just tough. Like, it's just we do have great players on our defense, but, like, having the whole unit, because we want Fred Warner literally keep us in a couple of those games.
Multiple. Yeah, if not all of them.
Like, Fred Warner is going and making plays and making people fumble, like, at linebacker. Like, we have to capitalize on that, bro. When your defense is getting turnovers from one person going and making a play, but we have to go score points. And, like, right now, and then our kicker just hurts crazy. Like, come on. You can't make a tackle, bro. You ain't tackled nobody in 6 years, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on, bro.
I don't know what that's about. Kicker getting hurt is crazy. You got it, but like you said, the only good thing about that is Kyle Shanahan is probably the most plug and play type coach because they deal with these injuries every year. They had the experience of starting out slow, like you said last year. They lost 4 in a row and then they won almost the rest of their games, the rest of the season, and carried that momentum all the way to the Super Bowl. So McCaffrey's been hurt, but they're giving him as much time as he needs to rest. I think that's because of the play of Jordan Mason too, as well, because there's no reason to rush him out there if you're still getting production out of that position. I think it's just going to take him even more over the top once they get McCaffrey back in there. Debo was hurt for a little bit. Now he's back in the lineup. George Kittle had a great game against Arizona. They just couldn't close it out. It's good to see him getting back involved in the offense. So now looking at this game tonight, they got Seattle. Seattle is leading their division right now at 3-2. But this game is pretty much for first place in the division. This game is tonight. San Francisco's favorite in this one. They're -4 in this game. What are some of those things that San Francisco is going to have to do just tonight to be able to come out with the win? Like we said, we know Ward is hurt. The kicker is hurt. They finally got almost all their weapons back on offense. Trim Williams is back in the lineup. Only guy missing in the offense really is McCaffrey right now. They've got injuries on the defensive side, but on the offensive side, Brock Purdy, he's got to have a good game tonight. Seattle's not a great defense. They're the only two players I respect on the defense like that is their DBs. They got Tariq Woolen and Devin Witherspoon is nice too, but outside of that, nothing to write home about this defense. So if San Francisco's defense can find a way, they're hurt in the wrong position. They're hurt in the secondary, which is the strength of the Seattle Seahawks with their 3 good receivers that they have. So what the 49ers got to do just tonight to be able to come out with the win in this game against Seattle?
We got to make Seattle lean on their running game. If we let And for some reason, bro, did you see man, Geno run the other day?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, bro, I was like, I've never seen Geno Smith move fast in my
That was the
entire
fastest
life.
he ever ran.
He was literally running for his life. I was like, okay.
And Walker nice
to
too.
check down on that. And then this is crazy. Like we gotta be able to box them. Like keep them in front of us. All they giving up big plays and all of that stuff, man. It just can't happen. If we keep them ahead of us and make them kick field goals and not touchdowns, which they will do, they don't mind kicking field goals. They just want the Seahawks are a team that play to win. They don't care about the flashy who stats better. Or none of that. They play to win. They're well coached. They stick to their game plan. And Geno is a good quarterback, bro. I don't know what the NFL tried to do with Geno.
Yeah.
I don't know what the Jets tried to do. I don't know what whoever else tried to do. Geno's a good quarterback. And they tried to go, they didn't even have to draft a guy. I'm happy for Geno.
Yeah.
But we got to keep them in front of us, keep the game low scoring, and we got to put points at Brock Purdy can't. He's not Lamar. He's not, and it's cool when he go get the little 7-yard out of bounds run that he get every game that look like it's straight out the textbook. But when they collapse and he try to do that spin out and lose 5 yards and all that, bro, like just play football, bro. You not one of them guys. You was the last pick in the draft for a reason.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he's not a good quarterback, but now he's getting to that I'm that guy.
Yeah.
Feel in the game.
Time to get paid.
Bro,
That's why
that's what I'm
like
saying,
that,
bro.
yeah.
It's all the money, bro. The money is killing. Like I said, bro. Brandon Ayuk got paid, and we got one productive game out of him. Like, come on, bro. Gillis makes $7 million a year.
Yeah.
7. If we give him 20, he gonna get sorry too. I'm just saying. And like Brandon Ayuk, you cried, you held out. Go be an elite receiver, or don't show us that Kyle Shanahan's system was just that code, and you were a plug and play guy, because that's what it's looking like.
Because you won't be there.
Come on, man. Like, boom, they paid you. You cried about it. Like, come on, man. Like, I don't know. And Debo got to come with it, too, because Jordan Mason is holding it down for the run game, bro.
Man, he is. He is.
Like, the Cowboys need him right now.
Man, he'll be the best thing that happens to the Cowboys. He went to the Cowboys. Dowdle won't even make the roster if he had to go to the 49ers. He would not even make the roster.
The practice team.
Yeah, like he wouldn't make nothing
on,
on the Niners at all. But like you said,
so
you got to do that. Go ahead.
And I'm happy for Jordan, for Mason. I'm happy that they got to see that they putting together players that can plug and play. But that's just Kyle Shanahan's system. Just like not to bring up high school football, but Coach Hyde was like that in Vegas.
Yeah.
He didn't care about the talent, bro. If you get hurt, you hurt. Next man up. He not gonna, man, I used to get back in there and play. Nah. I coach y'all the same way I coach my stars. Get up, it's time for you to play. I hope you're prepared because I coach you to be prepared. Kyle Shanahan is a plug. The tight ends, they don't have a drop off. George Kittle is elite, but the plays that they run, it's all set up for them to be plug and play players and execute. That's why I'm mad about Brock Purdy with a lot of improvising, bro. There's no 49ers play that should be 7 seconds long.
No. Not
Zero of them. Man, am I lying? Even when you do the rollout, bro, you got 3 different options. Ain't no spin back around, go back. You don't run a 4 anything.
No.
Hang that up. And I'm just saying, like, bro, just play within what Kyle Shanahan gives you. Bro, like I said, Jalen, people he was Mr. Irrelevant. He was for a reason. He got to the right situation. Man, we wouldn't even be talking about Brock Purdy at all if Trey Lance even came out and played remotely halfway good.
No, we would have never heard of him. We'd have never heard of him. And
so come on, bro. Like now he's gonna get paid. It's contract time. He gotta prove it. Man, come on, bro. Just be the 49ers quarterback and be blessed that you got a Shanahan and just win. Even if you don't win, give us a chance. Like all the other stuff, man, it's just tough to watch, bro. You go get you a franchise quarterback for the Texans, man. Not saying it, like I said, I'm not saying that, but at least Kyrell, y'all got Kyrell, at least got that. No matter how you feel about it, like, bro, I don't know what Brock Purdy gonna be like for, cause all that off script, bro. You gotta stick to the script. You're not an off script guy. You're not that. It's just that's my only thing with Brock Purdy right now. That just grinding my gears. Like, just stay on script, bro. You don't gotta be a superhero because you've never been that.
No.
Not your role.
That's not your role at all. And I know he wants to get that $40 million, $50 million, $60 million that the quarterbacks are getting now. But that'll hurt the team, in my opinion, if you do that. And you're just not that guy. That don't mean you. There's plenty of places in the league for guys that aren't superstars. There's only about 3 or 4 superstar quarterbacks in the league. So it's a place for you in this league. But you got to, like you said, you got to do what got you there. You got to just run the system, man. Run the plays. Don't be no off-script stuff. Run the plays. I know somebody's open. It's Kyle Shanahan. Somebody is open. We don't have to guess if somebody's open. We know somebody's open.
Somebody is open.
Somebody's open. It's Kyle Shanahan. This is what he does. This is what he's been doing since he was in Washington with Robert Griffin, since he was in Atlanta with Matt Ryan, and since he's been the 49ers coach. They've never had an elite quarterback. They got to the Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo just like they got to the Super Bowl with Brock Purdy. You just got to go out there and run the plays, man. And in both of those Super Bowls, they could have won. It's unfortunate for
Jimmy
Kyle
G
Shanahan.
Almost out the league.
Yeah, he pretty much out the league. You backing up Matt Stafford, who might be a backup soon. So,
Come on. And that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, we got to look at it for what it is, bro. Brock Purdy is a decent quarterback in a great system. If he goes to somewhere and have to get paid $20, $30 million, no other team is paying him $20, $30 million.
Yeah.
$40 million. No, so, bro, just get paid, play 49er football, and go forward. The whole team behind you. Like, bro, that man, bro, like I said, every time I watch him do that little swirl out to the left and get to the sideline and have nowhere to go and just lose 3 yards, bro.
Yeah,
that's terrible. Like, bro, just throw the ball away. Bro, you're not him. You're not, bro. Lamar can turn a play that's dead into 5-6 yards. You can't.
Oh, for sure.
So guys, I wish he could hear this, please, Brock. I'm not asking you to be. I'm not asking you to be Cam Newton. I'm not asking you to even be Justin Fields. I'm not asking you to be any one of those guys. They have different skill sets than you, my brother. They got different skill sets than you. They all have played that way of football to get them where they're going. You played good quarterback football at the school you were at. You're a good quarterback. You put up numbers. Come on, bro. He even throw picks. He throw ugly picks now, Jerry.
Yeah, bad ones. The ones that's like, what are you doing, man? Somebody, you see 2 people right there, 2 or 3 people right there. I don't know what that's about.
On a rollout.
Yeah.
After throwing it from his hip. Like, come on, bro. You're not, bro. I don't know what film you were watching or who you thought you turned into. And the NFL could have hyped you up and did whatever, or people, the fans. But no, bro. That's not what I'm. And like I said, we need to win. We need this win tonight. I do think Brock Purdy is good. I do like what he does for us, but I don't think he's great, and he has to get that he's great out of his mind. I want you to feel confident, but being overconfident is the thing too.
Yeah, that'll hurt you. It's 2 quarterbacks you need to look at: Kirk Cousins and Jared Goff. Now, Kirk Cousins' side, one, of course you can get paid, but Kirk Cousins has had a decent career, and if Kirk Cousins was in the right situation, he could get to a Super Bowl. They could win a Super Bowl. In the right situation. Jared Goff is
with the 49ers.
Yeah, come on. Like, what are we talking about? That would be ridiculous. If Jared Goff was on the 49ers, it would be ridiculous. Jared Goff has got, and I just had this argument with Rocky and Kyrell the other day because they were trying to tell me that Dak is way better than Jared Goff. I'm like, man, I don't know about that at all. Jared Goff, for whatever you think about him, has been to multiple NFC championships and to a Super Bowl. They didn't perform good in that Super Bowl. But they were playing Tom Brady and the Patriots, too. It ain't like they just went out there and played scrubs. He did lose to the GOAT. So,
man, what would my thing about it is, though, bro, we talk so great about that. Like I said, bro, his playoff record alone, Brock Purdy's playoff record.
That's all I had to say was what happens in the playoffs? They both been to the playoff games. I got to take Goff if we're talking about comparing the two. Now, they argued with me last time and said that he's way better than him. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think Dak is more athletic than Jared Goff. I think Jared Goff can throw the ball. I think that's for sure he can throw it. Dak's got a noodle
arm. That's really a talk because Dak's really not that athletic, bro. It looked like it hurt for him to run, bro.
It do, but Jared Goff ain't fast at all. So I give Dak the athleticism.
Jared Goff standing in his system though.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Exactly what you need him to do. Like I said, no matter how I gotta go, we watch Jared Goff. They wrote him out. They wrote him out for the Rams. Okay, they go get a Super Bowl, and now the Rams are done.
That quick after that Super Bowl, they're done. No direction.
In the Lions, he's at the Lions doing exactly what his coach asked him to do with the talent around him, giving bro,
they can win the NFC.
Jared Goff I'm taking Jared Goff over that because of what he's gonna do. Yep. He's not trying to get off script. He's doing exactly what his coach asked him to do.
Jared Goff was good in the playoffs last year. I don't know what he got to a Super Bowl with the Rams. Yeah, that Ram team was stacked and their defense was crazy, but he still got there. Dak has had good teams. Ain't like Dak ain't had no good teams.
Got back.
Yeah, and they almost got back last year and they lost to a great 49ers team. And Jared Goff played good. That whole playoff run, he played good. So I didn't agree with that. I was like, man, I'm going to take Jared Goff. If it's for me, if I'm going to take Dak or Jared Goff in there, I'm going to take Jared Goff. Because at the end of the day, if they're both mid, Jared Goff has a better arm. So, at the end of the day, I'm going to go with that.
That's both going to be that going to have, and bro, and I had to tell Kyrell, and I know he's going to, ended up ending or whatever, but I had to tell Kyrell, I'm like, bro, if you go look at Dak's seasons with those great stats that you talk about, bro, his stats are low calorie, like me and Jalen always said. When he go play against elite talent, his numbers only get good in the fourth quarter when they're down by 20.
Yep.
The stats are not it doesn't tell the full story. He's gonna be top up at the top 5 in passing for nothing.
For nothing.
When it comes down to
playoffs, nothing happens.
Nothing happens. Nothing. Then Kyrell go, bro, we could have beat the 49ers. No, y'all had 2. That's the third game y'all had a chance. Y'all had a playoff game, a regular season game, and another playoff game at home.
At home.
What are we talking about?
Against the bottom seed in the playoffs.
That's just not that guy, bro.
He's not.
It's okay. He's a good quarterback for a good organization. He's just not that guy. If he was somewhere else where they Dak in a 49ers uniform would be insane.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You literally just got to throw it to the open guy.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. That's why I'm trying to figure out what made Brock, like you said, it got to be the money. Because this year alone, I've seen Brock Purdy go so uncharacteristic. Like, what is it that's making you do? I don't know, James. I don't know.
Get paid.
Exactly. Yeah. Man, that just sucks to watch. Because I'm like, bro, why are you so off script? Like,
there's no reason to. Script. And you can't blame it all the way on McCaffrey because Mason is giving you production.
Exactly. So it ain't like your run game just stagnant. You're getting production. You're getting great. And then everybody, the guys that you need is still there. We're talking about the defense being hurt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you're just doing your own thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. And like I said, bro, remember I told you last year, bro, I like Sam Darnold. I ain't gonna say I wanted Brock to get hurt, but I feel like in that playoff run, Sam Darnold would have went crazy.
Hey, and they got one this year that if something happened to Brock Purdy, we ain't saying Brock Purdy would get hurt, but Dobbs has proved in multiple stops that he can be good. I don't think anybody gonna bat an eye. I know I won't if Brock Purdy gets hurt. Dobbs gonna come in and run that offense just like what it's supposed to do, and he's more athletic.
And he way more confident.
His confidence is through the roof. You got to be confident when you ball like that at 20. You got to have ultimate confidence because it's already crazy from the jump. So his confidence is through the roof. And
you got that $3 fool. Oh man.
Hey, shout out $3 man. But he definitely do.
Oh man. He said your confidence got to be high when you buy.
I'm just saying. He came in the lead ball. Yeah.
Oh man. Man, shout out to Dobbs though, man. You're a Dobbs, bro.
No, for sure. If he has to get in the game, I'm not batting an eye. I think he's gonna run that 49ers offense perfect. So they got a game tonight. Comes on in about 15 minutes, man. I'm excited to get home and be able to watch this one because this is gonna be a good game. Like you said, 49ers got to get back on track this week. It's not a must win, but it is an important game because Seattle is probably who you're gonna be battling to win this division. So. And this game is in Seattle. So if you can pick up a win in Seattle, you'll probably have it pretty locked up once they go back to Santa Clara.
Before we go, who you got?
I got San Francisco. I picked them. I took them -4. And
okay.
I'm no problem with that. I think this is the game they get back on track. I think the offense is not going to have to be complex. You're going against a lesser defense. I think they're going to run the ball. I think Jordan Mason's going to run the ball. I think George Kittle's probably going to go over 100 yards. I think they're going to give him the ball and shorten the air yardage that Brock Purdy has to throw. Let's just get the ball to our playmakers. Let Kittle do what he got to do. And the 49ers always show up against their division opponents. Yeah, they dropped that game against Arizona a couple days ago, but that's more of a reason why I think they're probably going to win this one. So excited to see this game tonight. Like I said, comes on in about 15 minutes. I got San Francisco. I know Quay picked San Francisco too. So y'all do what y'all want with your picks. You got about 15 minutes left to get your pick in. But I like that San Francisco -4 going into the game. Folks, want to thank everybody for watching with us today. Want to shout out to Said Igahart, jumped on with me in hour number 1. Shout out to Quay too for coming on here with me in hour number 2, helping me out. La Vega football tomorrow, 7:30. Pregame starts at 7, so make sure you guys are tuned in for that. A lot of good games on the high school slate. A lot of good games on the college slate. Texas versus Oklahoma. Oregon versus Ohio State. Penn State versus USC. South Carolina versus Alabama. A lot of good games going on in the college, and we got a full Sunday slate outside of Sunday Night Football. No idea how Sunday Night Football is Cincinnati versus New York, but I'll talk about that when we come back to the show on Monday, folks. Once again, go over to YouTube and subscribe, Centex Sports Network and Centex Sports TV. If you want to listen to this on Infinity Sports Radio Central Texas, download the app Centex Sports 1 on the Google Play Store and the Apple Store. Folks, we will see you tomorrow. Pregame starts at 7. You don't want to miss it. La Vega versus Gatesville. We'll be back then. Everybody have a good evening and get home to watch this game.
Central Texas home for sports. It's Centex Sports Network and Infinity Sports. Catch all your in-depth sports analysis with the best. The hottest sports show in the evening is Centex Primetime, hosted by Jalen Gillis.
Act like y'all.
Weekdays 5 to 7. This is the Central Texas #1 leader in sports.